not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hello, friends. The Monty Show live on Monday, December 8th, 2025. Just 9 shows left in the year. And I guess we could just end the year now because Notre Dame's out of the playoffs. So there really is nothing to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what we're going to watch. I mean,
I don't know what is there any. There's nothing really to talk about, right? Because, that great ACC member, Notre Dame, is, that's what, that's all we care about. The best partner the ACC could ever have, Notre Dame. Like, now that Notre Dame's been left out, I mean, what would we ever even be? What is the need? Or there's nothing really, why
are we even playing the games? I mean, there's just no point.
Pungent and just in your, like when it stinks and it's pee that's been on the ground for like an hour and it's just pungent up in your face. That's what you can taste it. I'm not happy about it. I mean, I know all of you are probably celebrating my misery, and that's fine. As Miami fans, you get a free pass in, totally understand it. You didn't earn it. I mean, how's it feel to get a handout? I mean, and then there's, alpha asshole. I mean, Buckeye. Notre Dame should have to join a conference. Okay. Why? Please let me know. You're the alpha. I'm the beta. You're alpha Buckeye.
Yeah. Can you learn us, please?
Somebody. Okay. Is this what today's going to be? And I'm okay with that because I'm here for it. Knives Out, right? Like a great movie, a pretty average movie, but I'm here for it because the idea that Notre Dame has to join a conference, why? Was it so if they were in the ACC, you think we'd be, that doesn't help them to play. They played an ACC schedule. Did they get in? No, they didn't. By the way, did the champ of the ACC get in? Oh, that's right. No, they didn't. So joining. Now, I know I don't know math. 7 + 64 = 3. I get it. But you tell me, if Notre Dame, and here's where rocket science comes in, maybe don't lose the only 2 games of the year that matter to you, and you'd be, I know, how about this? Maybe win one of those 2 games. And I know, crazy, you'd be in. You'd be in. You'd be Oregon. You'd be in.
Well, here's the lesson right here, okay? Here, we're getting learned by Alpha Buckeye. Joining a conference means there are only 2 hard games, won't be at the beginning of the season. They played nobody the last 10 weeks and have no conference title game.
Right, but are you telling me Indiana played anybody? Are you telling me this is the argument I don't understand. Now, I don't know how you're going to move the goalpost to win the argument from here, but if you want to move the goalpost, bruh, I'm here for it. You can't make this argument about Notre Dame and then be like, well, they didn't play anybody, Monty. Okay, did Miami play anyone? Are you out of your mind? Do you believe that whose schedule is this? Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Illinois, Iowa, Oregon. There's one. Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisco, Purdue, and the conference championship game. So take out the conference championship game. You played Oregon and won. We played, and the Texas A&M game sticks in my craw. I'll be honest with you. Okay, it sticks in my craw because there were 3 calls in that game that would have stopped Texas A&M from scoring touchdowns in that game, but they were not like the obvious one that's in the middle of the field, the pass interference where our wide receiver is pulled down on the sideline. Yeah, if you call that, that's a touchdown. But no, but you're telling me that your one win, if we'd have beaten Texas A&M at the stadium, we're not having this conversation. And furthermore, the problem that this has created is now we get to look at Notre Dame, and I say to you, okay, well, don't lose to a pretty mid-level team like Miami, because that's the other thing that's getting lost in the wash here. Miami and Notre Dame, you're trying to judge Notre Dame on something that happened. Do you guys remember the date of that game? August 31st. You're trying to judge somebody for something that happened 3.5 months ago. Is your football team the same team? And I think Ohio State's the best team in the country. What we saw against Indiana, I think Ohio State's the best team in the country. Are they the same team they were 3.5 months ago? No, they're not. Sorry, they're not. And neither is Notre Dame.
And by the way, this conference championship game argument, I think is very convenient today. I thought that the outcomes of conference championship games didn't matter. I thought we weren't rewarding or penalizing teams based on the result of a conference championship game. Right? We had all agreed upon that last week, right? That the conference championship game wasn't to be taken into consideration.
But this is the Bama argument. There are so many people who are like, Bama should be out. No, Bama should not be out. Bama should not be out. Listen, if we're going to have this argument about Notre Dame and Miami, where's BYU in the argument? How does BYU have no place in the argument? You're telling me that BYU has no place whatsoever in the conversation about who's in and who's out? They legitimately, they were not even discussed on ESPN until after. They were not even discussed. It's wild to me that we have a committee, and my gripe with Notre Dame is you punished Notre Dame and rewarded Miami, and they had not played a game. It's what you've heard all weekend. It's complete and utter garbage. Because
of what BYU didn't do against Tech. Because that was the thing. Everyone's leaving that out. Everyone stops at the Miami point. But Juracek said, hey, it's because BYU got soundly beaten again. So the reason the head-to-head came into play was because we had to drop them. So you're holding a team out because BYU lost again, which we all knew was going to happen anyway?
In a game that shouldn't have any weight on the college football playoff.
Exactly. And again, champ games aren't supposed to matter, I thought. Champ games aren't supposed to matter. So what do you mean you dropped BYU two spots in the rankings because of what happened in the championship game? That's
so you're telling me wrong. If BYU had a better showing or won that game,
Miami would have been out, BYU and Notre Dame would have been in, and we all ride off into the sunset.
I think it's embarrassing.
So miss me with, two G6 teams got in. How could that happen, Morty?
Monty, those Catholics need to be in a conference, fat ass. No, being in a conference has nothing to do with this.
Saying that, well, you should just join a conference is a peasant argument today. That is a not well thought out, no depth, surface level argument. That's what everyone always says with Notre Dame. It's what everyone said about BYU for years, bro. And the issue really comes down to losing football games. Let's just be real. If you had won football games, BYU, Notre Dame, right? If you had won football games, you would be in. But you lost 2 games that you can't lose for a variety of different reasons. That ultimately is what BYU fan and Notre Dame fan need to grapple with today. Because again, and you've been saying it all season, I'll give you flowers today. You've been saying it all season. Can't lose A&M, right? Can't lose to Miami. Hey, bro, you want a ticket or you want to make the hit at the goal line there? Like you can't do that. So I understand Notre Dame fans who are frustrated with the no calls against A&M. Totally get it.
But if that's what's an example of this? SMU getting in instead of BYU last year.
Ridiculous.
SMU loses the ACC championship game and gets in over BYU, who went to Dallas, check the front of the SMU uniform, and beat SMU. It's Preston Stone's cock, that game where Oak State James destroyed his life.
His cock.
SMU got in, BYU did not. Now this year, head-to-head matters. Miami's in, Notre Dame's not. And BYU can't even be on the graphics. So, here's the truth. If you just analytically look at these teams, and this is probably going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Do I think BYU, after what I saw, should be in the college football playoff? No. No, I don't. I don't believe that I don't believe, such as in the Iraq, I don't believe that BYU is one of the 10 best teams in the country. I don't. And I think when you look at this bracket, if you put BYU where Miami is, BYU's out. BYU would lose in the first round to Texas A&M. And BYU shouldn't even get off the bus against Ohio State. Do I believe that Notre Dame would beat Texas A&M? Yes, I think Notre Dame would beat Texas A&M. CJ Carr is a significantly better quarterback. Do I think that Notre Dame belongs in? Forget the criteria of the college football playoff. Forget the criteria. No, I don't believe that Notre Dame belongs in. Yeah, if we're keeping it a buck right now, you lost the only 2 games that matter of the year, in my opinion. But the problem is your fucking criteria says that BYU and Notre Dame should be in the conversation, and Notre Dame should be in, and Miami should be at home.
Because it's garbage.
And frankly, Miami and Notre Dame should be at home, and BYU should be in. That's what your criteria says. Now, do I hate that Miami's in? No. Do I think Miami is inferior? No. Is Notre Dame significantly better than Miami? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But the way that this was done, week in and week out, Notre Dame should be in, and Miami should be at home. Alabama, you guys stop with, and I don't know, I haven't seen the comment section yet today, but if you're the guy that's like, well, Alabama shouldn't be in, Marty, I don't know what level of football you watch. I watched pretty much every minute of Alabama football pretty much all season long. That's one of the 10 best teams in the country.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby.
That's one of the 10 best teams in the country. And when you want to start looking at resume, I dare you to go find 9 other teams that have a better resume than Bama. That's a team that's 10-3 and 7-1. And I would remind you, they have one of the worst losses in the country to Florida. That was this season. Am I the only one who feels like Bama losing to Florida State was like 5 years ago? It's bizarre. Anyway, their wins, and I think one of the best wins in the country, nobody wants to talk about it. They went to Athens and beat Georgia. They beat, they beat at Georgia, Vandy, at Missouri, Tennessee. Did I mention that those were 4 straight weeks? Did I mention that their losses are a really bad Florida State team? Terrible loss. Number 11, Oklahoma. So Oklahoma's in the college football playoff. That's right. And that came down to 1 play in that game. They belong in. Now, again, you guys, everybody on Twitter was like, oh, Monty, they look terrible. They shouldn't be in. The conference championship doesn't keep them in or knock them out.
Only it does if you're BYU. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. While we're raging, why are we putting Tulane and James Madison in? And I know, Jake, you've effing millennials like, dude, where's my participation trophy, Dad?
No, I want the BYU in the college football playoff, bro.
Well, Jake.
Yeah, let's go. I want it. I'm here for it.
You knock it off.
I want it right here,
the
bro.
Mormons,
Ole Miss versus BYU.
The Mormons have had enough abuse.
So let me get this right. The 11-6 matchup.
Who are not, remember, the Mormons who are not Christian don't have Christ to fall back on. If I hear that one more time.
Well, Monty, the non-Christians didn't get in. What the hell?
It's either, never mind. The fact that Jake Retzloff is in and BYU is out hurts.
Listen,
the
11-6
BYU fan
is, dude, bro who just tried to get some and got bounced from his school versus squad that lost their head coach in one of the most dramatic fashions this season. It doesn't get much better.
Yeah. Let's see. Big Pontiff, Brandon Butler. Ho ho.
Oh, nice beard.
I'm just pissed because it seems hypocritical to keep Bama in and then keep BYU out using the same reasoning, but it's not the same reasoning. You look at the schedule that Alabama played and their wins and their losses, right? The conference championship game, if we're going to follow, say it with me, the criteria.
Here, Monty, let me put the criteria on the screen here, Monty.
Right?
Here's the criteria.
If this is what we're going to do, and we're going to say, okay, we're not going to penalize people for playing in their conference championship game, it's really difficult to look at Alabama by this stuff over here.
This criteria
right here. And be like, no, they should go home. Nah, I don't think so, bud. They are one of the 10 best teams in the country. I can say that with all certainty, right? With all certainty. Pete Forte, who's been a member for 25.
Hey, Pete.
Good afternoon. No way the ACC was being left out. This is an interesting argument. Is Miami only in? Not because of the
criteria, such as in like the Iraq,
but because U.S. Americans didn't want to eliminate the ACC. Is Miami only in because the college football playoff was not going to leave the ACC on the outside looking in?
U.S. Americans.
It's an interesting question. Maury Alvarez, who's been a member for 35 months.
Yeah.
BYU and Notre Dame are out because the ACC needed a rep in the college football playoff. Here we go.
By the way, Duke and Virginia was incredibly entertaining. Just want to point that out, bro.
How bad was that football?
Bro, just want to point that out, dude.
Because it's garbage.
Okay. We have to talk about buying clothes online before the show's over. Anyway, this is what happens when people are texting you and you happen to get a glance at your email.
The playoff committee changes I don't know what this word is here, criteria. It changes the criteria.
Hey,
they change the criteria to whatever fits their BS narrative. I'm pissed off BYU's not in. Screw the CFP.
Brandon, the funny thing is I can hear it in your voice. Yeah, the playoff committee changes the criteria to fit whatever the fucking narrative is. Bunch of jerks.
But they don't want cougar tails? What's their problem?
But they're sitting over there drinking water ice.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Rock and rant. No, Rock. I'm happy for you, dude. I'm happy for you. I appreciate you you gifting a Monty Show membership. I'm happy for you, dude. It truly is not a thing. I hope college football is better when Miami's good. I hope Miami wins games. I think when you look at the bracket and you start to understand the criteria,
You're last.
Miami can beat Texas A&M because you have to be really, really good up front. You have to be very physical. You have to be very active. And Bain is one of the best defensive linemen in the country. And while we're talking about the criteria of things, he won't get much run for the criteria of Heisman Trophy. He should, because the guy's an absolute stub. And even though Pavia's mom is going to get a Heisman Trophy nod, Bain should be in the conversation. The guy is fantastic. So happy for you guys, dude. Big Blue Horses for $5. How funny is it that Billy Napier already got a job? He was just not good for the Gators. And he already got a job. Is Notre Dame overplaying their hand? With 9 conference games each year, what happens if no one schedules them? Bullying ACC and others doesn't seem like a good plan. The problem is you are
scheduling Notre Dame.
You can't not schedule Notre Dame. And the issue is, if Notre Dame is one of the 12 best teams in the country in the rankings, and I would remind you guys, and if you didn't see it, Bavakwa. Today was not a good day for my fandom, and it's fine. I'll cry over here, and it's fine. Here's Notre Dame's football schedule for the next 3 years, because that's really what matters. 2026, we're going undefeated. Not with Marcus as your head coach. You're not. I probably should stop being irrational. Wisconsin at Lambeau Field, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Navy in Foxborough, Miami at the stadium, Boston College, SMU, Stanford, Syracuse, USC to end the season. 2027, Purdue at Michigan State, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech at Clemson, Navy at Duke. 2028, Texas, Arkansas. Is that 2 SEC teams? At Purdue, at Auburn, at Virginia Tech, Clemson, at Navy, Boston College, Miami, at Pitt. Like, their schedule's locked up. They have a strong schedule for a long time. So it's going to be, I understand what you're saying, but if you're Notre Dame, first of all, you're not joining the ACC. And second of all, there's just no need. They have a TV contract. And I understand this irrational hate of Notre Dame. I totally get it. And I understand why everybody wants to talk about it. But you just begin to understand. You just begin to understand. Guys like Paul Feinbaum, somebody needs to hit him in the back of the head with a boat oar.
One other thing, though, Notre Dame makes all that money off that NBC contract. But does anybody watch these games? No. On the week of their biggest game of the year against Southern Cal, I think, if I have this correctly, they lost in the ratings to LSU and Vanderbilt on ABC. The problem is Notre Dame is just not, I mean, they think they're great, but they're not. They're not the draw they used to be. And that has nothing to do with the playoffs, Stephen A. It just has to do with the fact that their brand, as good as they think they aren't as big as the SEC brand or even the Big Ten brand.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Let me get this right. Notre Dame this year averaged 4 million views per game, with their peak being the Canes at 11 million views, 11 million viewers. Nobody watches their games. So
what kind of criteria is this?
Criteria in a year where we didn't play anybody after week 2. Miami, huge matchup. Texas A&M, huge matchup. Your mom's house. Like, we played nobody. Right? Again, see the criteria. Never mind. Hey, look here, man. We averaged 4 million views week by week and 11 million against Miami. Yeah.
I'm for real.
Nobody watches. So let me get to, we drew as many fans as the Big 12's biggest matchup. Nobody watches us against.
Yeah, I mean, their brand isn't as big as they think it is.
We quite literally played the assembly line workers at the Thin Mint factory, and 4 million people watched.
What's up, big bro?
It's the most random thing that came to my mind because I'm fat.
Thin Mint factory.
It's just funny to me that people are like, you got to join a conference, Monty. No, you know what? No, we don't. No, we don't. And then I don't even know what to say. Here's our athletic director.
We were mystified by the actions of the conference to attack, their biggest really business partner in football and a member of their conference in 24 of our other sports. And I would tell you, Dan, I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say that they have certainly done permanent damage to the relationship between the conference and Notre Dame.
What do you mean?
Just we didn't appreciate the fact that we were singled out repeatedly and compared to Miami. Not by Miami. Miami has every right to do that. But it raised a lot of eyebrows here that the conference was taking shots at us. And, that's just not something we chose to do. We wouldn't choose to do that in the future, and people might disagree with us, but that's just not something that we'd be comfortable with.
First of all, how big is dude's brain? I mean, he is the definition of looking like an academic.
Peter,
Monty,
Petey,
Morty. That's
First of all,
Mr.
thank
Bavakwa to you.
Mr. Bavakwa. Thank you.
Facial recognition.
Yeah, seriously, because he's invisible every other week of the year. Prick. Yeah, you might want to tune up. You might want to tune up the hoop. It's this one, not this one. It's this one.
Yeah.
I agree with him, and I'm not a big fan of Pete's. Peter Bavakwa is a guy that.
The combo.
You're such a jerk. Oh my God. I'm having an existential football crisis over here. And you're like, hey, bro, Bacavo?
The combo.
You love this so much. Because you don't have fandom. You're like, dude, bro.
Notre Dame, our mother.
Bacavo. Because you don't have fandom. So you can laugh while I cry.
Well,
Right?
that's the issue, isn't it?
That was so funny. Oh, and I don't like complimenting you because it goes straight to your head, which is really small anyways. But I just
It's not as big as Buddy's. I can tell you that right now.
Look, you just called yourself a small head guy. Yeah, who knew? Your mom.
Biologics.
And then there's Mike Hill. And I warn you, there's some cursory language in here and stuff, but enjoy your water ice while you listen to Mike Hill rage about Notre Dame.
Hearing all these experts come on here, some of them my colleagues, former colleagues, some I respect, some I don't, talking about the whole Notre Dame bowl situation and calling them out and basically saying it's cowardly and they're stopping fans from getting one last opportunity to see this team in a bowl game and how it's affecting the seniors and stopping them from having their final moment in a Notre Dame uniform and throwing out all these terms and all these words and all this criticism about this team who is disappointed, which I understand disappointment happens in life and you got to deal with disappointment. And this is a lesson in disappointment and how to overcome things like that. But what you have not asked yourself is why they made this decision. Did they have a team meeting and decide beforehand that if they did not make the college football playoffs, which was a possibility, that they weren't going to accept a bowl bid to the Pop-Tart Bowl? Do you remember who the fuck played in the Pop-Tart Bowl last year? No, you don't. So before you go out here and start bloviating, throwing all these different terms out here to describe this team, which is severely disappointed, which I understand why, think about it and ask yourself, did the team make this decision? Did the administration make this decision? Did Coach Freeman make this decision? Or are you just assuming that you know why they made this decision? You don't. So sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Mike.
Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Like, yes. Yes. Michael. Yes. STFUFOH.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
That's what the cool kids do. Yes. Did Notre Dame make a mistake opting out of a bowl game? Well, as a fan, I would not have been paying attention. That's just me. Should Notre Dame have to play in a bowl game? No. Do I wish they had? Yeah. You know why? Because I'm selfish. I want the incoming freshmen to early enroll and get 18 extra practices. Well, that's not going to happen now. That's what I'm upset about, the development time. But I can tell you, they got together as a group, Bavakwa, and stupid can't count past 12. And I'm so bitter. Marcus Freeman, Bavakwa, their general manager, and the captains. And then they had a team meeting. And I genuinely think they were devastated. Absolutely devastated that they had no idea they were going to get left out. I think that's why you're
you
saying,
think that was on their radar at all?
No, I think they are, and I could be wrong, but I know a few people, and I think they are absolutely devastated that they're on the outside looking in. I think they had no idea that they were on the outside looking in. I think none whatsoever. They had no idea.
Well, the thing
They are stunned to be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I mean, what bothered me the most was just the reasoning behind Miami bumping ahead of Notre Dame. That's what annoyed me. Obviously, I can't sit here and claim to be a hardcore Notre Dame fan or Miami fan, but really, like, when you look at the criteria, saying that because BYU lost the way they did and you had to drop them to put Miami ahead on the head-to-head matchup, that's crazy to me. I mean, if you were and he also said that they hadn't considered the head-to-head matchup for several weeks because they weren't right next to each other, which again, to me, just that on its face is an issue, because if you're going to consider it, then you should have been considering it for a while now. Like, if that was your take a month ago, you should have said, yeah, well, listen, Miami right now is ahead of you guys because they beat you in the head-to-head, but if you go ahead and win, or like, if that was going to be the take, why was that not the take at the beginning of the year? That's what I don't get.
Yeah, I think meaningless bowl games are I just don't think there's any reason for them to. You better get ready for the fact that the Jimmy's Shoelace Eyelet Bowl is going away. Nobody wants to play that game. Nobody's interested. Notre Dame's not interested. Nobody's interested. And I understand why teams, and this is going to sound incredibly arrogant, I'm just warning you, when you don't play games of leverage, you don't understand how devastating it is to feel wronged and have, rightly or wrongly, have a belief system that you got absolutely screwed. See Florida State, right? Like, it's the same, different mechanism, but the same feeling of devastation and loss. And I think it's awfully difficult to get your guys to go play the Flippin' Pop-Tarts Bowl after that feeling. And Notre Dame does not do anything willy-nilly. This was not just some knee-jerk reaction. Well, screw them, we're not going to play a bowl. That's not how it was done. So, was Miami let in for the sake, the ACC sake after Duke won? I don't think so. I think Miami's a good football team. I'm not here to slight Miami. I think Miami.
That's not what they said. The reasoning was BYU got boat raced again, which dropped them in the rankings, which then put Miami and Notre Dame next to each other, which then brought in the head-to-head.
Correct.
That's the reason. So whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's the publicly stated reason. So that's what we're going with. So I mean, I just think it's. Listen, I think that this is why the CFP process is so good, because we have all this to talk about. At the same time, I think that it's hard. Like in football, like you don't play 70 games. You don't play 30 games, right?
That's right.
Chances. So you get 11 chances. So like to me, it's if anything, the conversation really for Notre Dame should be, well, how can we schedule more heavy hitters? How can we, schedule more heavy hitters, make it more no doubt about it, right? And I think that for Notre Dame is what you have to talk about. I'm in agreement that the conference thing is just a silly argument. There's no need for them to schedule them. Notre Dame is a quality opponent. So whether you win or lose that game, you have a case to make in a positive fashion for an opposing team playing Notre Dame, which I think really helps them. And I think ultimately, if you're BYU in this whole scenario, I again, we argued about this a little last week, but you better be right about Bear Bachmeier, man. I was not here for he rolled up his ankle.
Yeah.
I get it. He rolled his ankle. They had to tape his ankle. He couldn't run as much. But let's not sit here and pretend that this guy is RG3 run level on the football field. He can run some RPO. He can get you 7-8 yards when he needs to. But that's not that's not how he's going to go and win a ball game, man.
Yeah. Notre Dame took their ball and went home, sad face. Yeah, you're not wrong. And we'll talk a lot more about BYU here in just a second. TCU James, I want Notre Dame in the Big Ten because I want to see them play USC, Nebraska every year. Those would be fun games to watch. Yeah. Okay. I'd worry about TCU more than I'd worry about Notre Dame. Big Pon, it was just a matter of time before teams started skipping meaningless bowl games. The star players have been doing it for years. They have. And it takes somebody, and I think largely us Notre Dame fans, not like you, Jake, but us Notre Dame fans.
Right.
I think heavy is the head that wears the crown. And Notre Dame is always going to have a lot of attention. Does that mean that Notre Dame does everything right? Certainly not. Does that mean that Notre Dame's the best team in the country? Clearly not. But Notre Dame, whether you want to like Notre Dame or not, or agree with Notre Dame is one of the most prominent, affluent, attention-drawing universities in all of college athletics. When Notre Dame talks, you're going to listen. And so they talk this time and people don't like it. And I understand the criteria. You keep going to those 4 games. Let's look at a recent form. One close win versus a mid-Auburn team in one of the hottest contested rivalry games of the year. 2 losses and a cupcake. That's not a top 10 team. Well, I can tell you that no team is in their best form. How do you explain Indiana against Penn State? No team is in their best form for 4 months. That's just not the way the game is played. How do you explain Oregon in the playoff last year, right? Like, I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen in college football this year, I think 8 of these 12 teams belong in the playoff. I think 8 of these 12 teams belong in the playoff. And I think that when I look at, and 8's probably strong, right? When we look at, Oregon belongs in. Texas Tech belongs in. Bama, Oklahoma, Indiana belong in. Georgia belongs in. Ohio State belongs in. And Ole Miss belongs in. I don't necessarily believe that Texas A&M is one of the 10 best teams in the country. I know that's inflammatory. Trust me. I don't believe that Texas A&M is one of the 10 best teams in the country. I think that's very much up for discussion. And I think Miami has a chance to beat them. A real chance to beat them. I love Jake Retzloff, and I think that's a great storyline. I don't care if Tulane's in or out. I don't believe that they should be in. Tulane isn't one of the 5,000 best. That's probably next. They're not one of the. You're wasting a slot. JMU, you're wasting a slot. I am not a participation trophy guy, and I know that G5s hate me for that. And I'd rather see Boise in here than JMU. That win. I'd rather see UNLV in here. I just give me a better football team. And and with all due respect, I don't think the G5 belongs in this conversation. You're not going to. You look at these top 4 teams, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. And again, I took a lot of heat from Tech fans over the weekend because I still look at Baron Morton. And go look at my timeline. Go look at my Twitter timeline. Look how many Tech fans are like, I told you Martin was the goods. No, he's not the goods.
No.
He's not the goods. You guys understand that 17% of his throws should have been intercepted against BYU. 17% of his throws in one game should have been intercepted. And you want to tell me he's the goods. And I'll just keep saying this. Baron Morton is a great quarterback when Abilene's in town. But I'm going to warn you. And if it goes bad, you'll all say, oh, well, Monty, the bye week. And if Oregon shows up in Lubbock, and it won't be in Lubbock, obviously, but if Oregon shows up, dude, you're going to lose to Oregon because Oregon's going to be ready. And Oregon this year, here's the tough part. I'll say it out loud. Oregon's not going to sleep for a bye week. That's the part you don't want to talk about. Because Oregon's going to be ready. And my feeling is that when JMU rolls up to Autzen Stadium, when it's at the 20th, I can look. I think it's the 20th at Autzen. Good luck. Because I think Dan Lanning's coming for your neck. And as he should. As he should. And then when you get to the Orange Bowl and it's Dan Lanning and Texas Tech at the Orange Bowl, I would much prefer to be Dan Lanning because he's going to be healthier, that team. They should have their best receiver and tight ends back. They've got the best. Sadiq is the best tight end in the country. Finally, I'm not the only one saying that.
And they have an assload of confidence now that they got past the first round, whether it's JMU or not.
And Baron Morton is, in my opinion, just what I say about Bear Bachmeier. Baron Morton is the ceiling for Texas Tech. And his 20 of 33 for 215 and 2 touchdowns is not impressive. It's not impressive.
Because it's garbage.
You look at his biggest games, is putting 310 and 3 scores on West Virginia that impressive? Is 464 yards against Oregon State that impressive? Is 345 at Houston that impressive? I'm not the guy that's going to sit here and tell you it's all going to be okay, Tech fan, because it's not going to be okay. Baron Morton, if you're a Tech fan, you have one of the best defenses in all of college football. And you know what should really scare you? That your offensive line couldn't move BYU's defensive line as it did the previous matchup. Now, your defensive line, that front four, especially as the game crawled on, Tech's front four dominated, as you would expect, because I still want my daughter to marry Romello Height. I don't have a daughter, so Jake, you're going to have to fill in. But
Yeah, we're not making any changes.
I'm a huge fan of Romello Height. Like, I look at Baron Morton, and I agree that Baron Morton doesn't have to win the Heisman Trophy every week. But if you throw those balls that he threw against BYU, against Oregon, you're going to lose by multiple scores. Because that defense, it's a really good defense, but you can't keep stringing them out the way you've strung them out.
Yeah, well, and I think, the thing when you're playing the Oregon that we've seen, and this is for worse or for better with Oregon, right? The teams that can really run it and embrace that and, try to out physical Oregon, you either have the goods or you don't, right? You're either going to be able to push them around or you're not. And that's going to be something that we have to watch in that matchup. But I think, zone, their complex disguise pre-snap, specifically when they go into a zone, terrifies me for Baron Morton. That's the thing where I'm like, hey, yeah, 17% of those should have been intercepted against BYU. what is that, 25% against Oregon if they're not intercepted? Like, that's scary.
Yeah, I am. I hate this matchup for Tech. I do. And I hope Barron's, he should be a lot healthier. Should be a lot healthier. It's 3 weeks or whatever that is away now. Should be a lot healthier. So the Chad Carter. Honestly, well done, Notre Dame. Extreme times call for extreme measures. Make it common to reject non-college football playoff postseason games. Yeah, that's a slippery slope. And you really need the practices. There's this, I think people will fail to understand this whole thing about non-leverage football games. And I understand that people want to do this thing where Notre Dame's a poor sport and a loser, bad loser. Okay, cool. How many NFL guys you have on that team? How legitimately look at all of the dudes. A dozen of their guys will get drafted. Look at all the NFL dudes. Do you think they want to play in a game of zero consequence? Do you think they want to play in a game of zero leverage? No, they don't. No, they don't. And it's not take your ball and go home. It is take my millions and go to the NFL. Because that's immediately what happens. And this is the thing that we do is we don't want to empathize with the football player. We just want them to heal from their concussions and come back and do more. And that might seem extreme, but it's the truth. You don't want to hear that their best talent. You think Jeremiah Love wants to go play whoever in the whatever? No, he's getting ready to go A, to the Heisman Award ceremony, and B, to the NFL draft. There's no upside for Notre Dame to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl or like Notre Dame idiot on Twitter and for the Deseret News writing, oh, they hate the Mormons. That's why. You literally have a guy in a newspaper in Salt Lake City writing a column saying it's anti-Mormonism and Notre Dame hates the Mormons.
Man, that must be it, dude.
Sell your clicks, my guy. You do you. Pander to the church. Pander to BYU fan. Notre Dame doesn't want to play a game of zero leverage. Because they've got NFL dudes at every position pretty much. I am certain that's why they don't want to play that game. I think Marcus Freeman, if he had his way, he'd like the 18 practices. He'd like the travel for his freshmen. But this idea that their seniors are being victimized, no, they're not. They get to sign with an agent much sooner. They're going to stop going to school. They're not going back after the holiday. And they're going to start hitting weights and speed and because they're going to the NFL. They're getting ready for the combine. They're getting ready for pro day. That's all they care about. Oh, and they get their payday sooner. So we can sit here and we can fantasize about, oh, Monty, okay, cool. I don't get it. Only you're the one who won't empathize with the player. So this idea that somehow Notre Dame took their ball and went home. They didn't take their ball and go home. They took their bag and went to the draft. That's where they went. College needs to go NFL model, 8-team conferences, 2 teams in each, no committee, 16 playoff teams, all on the field. Listen, Tone.
Hey, Tone.
We need a Super League. That's what this is. You gotta take the opinions out of it. Because this is, I thought Jabba the fat ass was the worst playoff committee we had ever seen.
Fat?
Jabba the manual. I thought that was as bad as it was ever going to get. Screwing Ohio State into the greatest college football playoff run we have ever seen. I thought that was as low as it would ever get.
Yeah, go ahead and try me then.
Oh, and then this committee outdid him. How did you outdo Jabba the manual? You did. This is really bad. And it's no longer, well, Monty, everybody's talking college football, so it's really good. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you don't know at this point. other than going undefeated and winning your conference championship, because now being a one-loss non-conference champion doesn't do you any good. Other than going undefeated and winning your conference championship, can you guarantee yourself a spot in the college football playoff? No. Oh, Notre Dame needs to join a conference. BYU needs to join a conference. Okay, BYU joined a conference, lost a game, and then lost a conference championship, and they're still sitting on their ass at home. Well, it wouldn't happen in Alabama. How do you know? Well, because it's Alabama, Monty, and ESPN wants them in. Yeah, how did that work out for the SEC? Quite well this year, I would agree. How did it work out last year when they got left out?
Roll Tide!
You have to go undefeated and win your conference championship. That's the only way you're guaranteed a spot in the college football playoff. You can go to 16, but then what about 17 and 18? You can go to 560 million. What about 560 million in 1 and 2? Somebody's always going to be on hype. That's who we are as sports fans.
I will say to that point, because I agree with it, at least in a 16-team model, you're reaching further down the talent pool, so it becomes easier to say, well, here's why you're out, right? I mean, if you're, you look at,
yes.
you look at like look at the AP, right? You look at the AP, okay, you got SC there at 16, the Utes at 15, but you start to reach in teams like Michigan and Virginia. Okay. We have a pretty good reason as to why you're not getting into the top, 16 there, bro. We can say why Georgia Tech's not a top 16 team. I think that's part of what's hard with the 12-team model is that, teams like Vanderbilt and Texas and Utah, in this model, there's no room for them, but in an expanded format, then there's just more wiggle room the more teams you put in. But I am fully in agreement that there needs to be a solution for the group of 6, and there needs to be an NFL model rolled out for the power conferences. It's just that simple.
And it is why Greg Sankey's been fighting for that. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Aaron Wilson, the resident Texas Tech. Pew, 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 pew. Rack 'em, boy. Howdy, West Texas. Wrecked them. We damn near killed him. Grats BYU on a great season. Shame on the no CFP berth. Raider power. Let's fucking go, boys. We did it. Champions. Great year. I mean, Joey McGuire did it. Joey McGuire and his millions of dollars did it. And it is now, in my opinion, the non-SEC blueprint. And it's what Ohio State's been doing for years. It's what, when you look at Sig and what they did at Indiana, it's what he did. Go buy the best talent. Go get the best available quarterback. Right? I mean, that's what it. Here's my question: who's the quarterback of Tech next year? Right? Like that's what
better be someone better.
Now the bar, because what happens now? We won the college football playoff berth because we won the conference. Now we need to beat Oregon, focus on Oregon, and then we can talk about it. But I think it's really interesting when you look at how much progress this team made from a 0 blitz against Wyoming to handling BYU not once but twice in a season and dominating this league without, in my opinion, an elite quarterback. That's a hell of a coaching job by Joey McGuire.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you say it. And Texas Tech is now the model for how you build a championship football team in a non-SEC environment. Because you're not going to get what LSU's got unless you pay for it. And they did, and look where it got them. Right? And you look at, like, I again, just chatting with our friends in Las Vegas today. UNLV, while not being able to win on the Smurf turf, UNLV did a huge deal today that is going to make them more money again. UNLV just keeps doing brand deals. That they have this Acesso Biologics that is an $11 million deal
Biologics.
for jersey patches across their sports.
Biologics.
And Boyd Family Gaming giving them, I don't remember how much money it was now. It was a couple of weeks ago, I think, or a month ago, where they gave them a huge donation to build their nutrition infrastructure in their athletic department. That you can see what the model is now. You can see what the model is. And Aaron Wilson, damn right, dude. Live today, because as Oregon knows, man, it's going to be really tough when you get to the college football playoff. It's going to be really tough. Let's get some of your comments in here. D-Rock, hello. I think the non-Irish fan here are more lathered up here, laughable. Well, and I think the Irish haters are out today, which I'm fine with, man. I'm fine with it, D-Rock. You know how it is. Being an Irish fan, we get a lot of hate, dude. We get a lot of hate. Jay McClanahan, hello. Texas Tech gets a great QB next year. Game over. Dude, they'll go undefeated. They will run. If this team had a Mendoza-type passer, forget it. If you had a guy that was... is Big 12 going to lose both Rocco and Levitt? Probably, Mike. That's a great question. I think Dallin Levitt is going to take his brother and try for much greener pastures, which would be the SEC. So, yeah. Jim Choi, Indiana ain't got bunch of 4- and 5-star transfers. No, but they have an elite quarterback and a really, really physical defense. You don't win games without their quarterback.
Why are you, as a Michigan fan, commenting on Indiana? Shouldn't you be commenting on...
I'm a Michigan fan.
I'm pretty sure Jim's a Michigan fan, yeah.
Could not tell you. Do not know. I mean, Fernando Mendoza was awkward after the game.
It sounds so beautiful. I want to give all the glory to God. We were never supposed to be in this position, but by the glory of God, the great coaches, great teammates, everyone we have around us, we were able to pull this off. Whoever thought the Hoosiers would be here, but now the Hoosiers are flipping champs. Let's go.
Jesus, little baby Jesus, help me throw that ball down the field, mama. Little baby Jesus.
In God's name, image, and
Hey, brother.
And he grabbed the receiver's hands to catch his own balls. Jesus is a ball catching fool.
God bless.
Hey, voice crack much, bro?
Well, he went through puberty in that moment. It's a beautiful, he became from a boy to a man under Signetti.
Do you know what that's like these days?
I just love it. Jesus Christ. Bro.
Whatever.
Bro. Sam Levitt. You think Sam Levitt's going to Tech? I mean, that would be incredible. Yeah, I don't know how do you let Sam Levitt go anywhere but lane train at now, is he getting chambliss? I don't know. But immediately, it just is what it is. TCU James, congrats to Texas Tech. Of course, we aren't going to mention this because my prediction was right.
What are you talking about, bro?
No, you're not a victim.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Now
What
you're
do you
a Texas
mean?
Tech fan? Whatever. But the playoffs is the equivalent of a BCS bowl game. It is. It is. Irish eyes are crying. Nobody's crying. You don't see me crying. T-Grag. The only conference that matters are the Big Ten and the SEC. Notre Dame matters too. That's it. That's the thing that people don't want to understand, is that Notre Dame doesn't have to do what you want them to do. Because what are you going to do about it? Do you understand that a year from now, their contract kicks in, that if they're one of the 12 ranked teams, they're in? You have no room for error. It's contractual. Vegas Kane. I doubt Irish will join a conference. Maybe they want to get screwed repeatedly, but for now, the money is worth the risk. How are they getting screwed? Like, I genuinely don't understand this argument. If this exact same scenario plays out next year, Notre Dame is contractually obligated to be in the college football playoff. Why would they join a conference? Do they have a TV deal? Yes. Are they scheduling? Supremely. Yes. Are they recruiting? Yes. Yes. And yes. Are they portaling? Yes. Are they Heismaning? Yes. Do they have one of the best quarterbacks in the country? Yes. So, I'm sorry. Why do they need to join a conference?
In conference championships games matter, right? We're penalizing and rewarding. Oh no, we're not. So the championship game doesn't matter either, right?
I'm just telling you, there's no reason. Yeah. Marcus said, and we're the suckers that'll keep paying Notre Dame too. Yeah. Marcus, our TV executive buddy. Yeah, that's right. There's just no reason for them to join a conference. JT, Notre Dame may have a ton of NFL-bound talent, but declining an inconsequential bowl game only reinforces the perception them as of course they're spoiled. Who said they weren't spoiled? Nobody said that. Prima donnas? They're not prima donnas. How are they prima donnas? And being hothouse orchids. It was a bad move. Actually, it wasn't a bad move.
What does that mean?
I don't even know what the hell a house. I'm just not a smart man. You know, that's fine. The flaws of of college football is what makes it beautiful, I guess. Conference championship games have always been cringe.
Well, I just don't know why we pretend that they don't matter. That somehow watching Bama get absolutely dominated or watching BYU get dominated again somehow doesn't matter, or that somehow it wouldn't affect someone's opinion of your program. I mean, it's incredible to me that that's even like a narrative, or that's somehow like in your criteria. Like, what do you mean that these guys are playing a game and it's inconsequential, that it doesn't matter? Like, if we're going by that same logic, shouldn't Ohio State still be ranked as the number 1 team in the country, even though Indiana won that game? I mean, isn't that how it's supposed to be?
But I wish people understood that you have no idea. The only thing that a conference championship game can do is hurt you.
Yeah.
If you lose, you're hurt. If you win, what's the benefit?
Guaranteed spot.
Maybe.
That's it.
Not in the ACC.
Yeah, well, the ACC's ass. If you win the SEC, you're automatically in.
Apparently not. Conference championship games matter unless it does not fit the narrative. Then they don't matter.
Well, if you win the ACC, or if you win the SEC championship, you're in, and that goes for the Big Ten as well. But I just think that this.
If you win the ACC champ, then what are we doing with Duke? No, they're not. It's clearly not the case.
Yeah, in the ACC, it's not. In the SEC, it is.
You said ACC, so okay. If Alabama is in, BYU should be in. Based on what? How many times did you play Georgia? You got it, BYU fan. I get it. You got to stop with the Alabama comparison because it's a terrible comparison. Compare yourself to BYU, to Notre Dame, to Miami. That's the argument. You do not have, in my opinion, you do not have the ability to compare yourself to Bama. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. So, Monty, if you were the Pac-12 commissioner president, who cares? Got to add UNLV, New Mexico, and Tech. They tried. The Pac-12, I was talking to a guy today. The Pac-12 is in such a terrible position as a new G5 conference. Do you want to be a new G5 conference? Like, I do not. I do not at all. At all. You know. Delaric, hello. Notre Dame will join a conference in the future if it's called the Super Conference, because that's time they will have to. That's the only time they will have to. You know. But, you know, Vegas came. Last year, Clemson had to win the ACC championship game to get in. Without that, they weren't getting in. So says SMU. SMU got in. How does SMU get in over BYU last? That's the one where BYU fans should be completely torqued. But I agree with everybody, Mike Smith and everybody else. It matters when it fits the committee's narrative.
Yep.
If it doesn't fit the committee's narrative, it doesn't matter. And it sucks, dude. It is. I have told you all year, Notre Dame is not a college football playoff team. BYU was all year. What you should not be penalized for losing to the fourth team in the country. Yet they were. If Notre Dame was a full ACC member, they win the champ game, they would be in today. I think asked and answered it. So let me get this right. You should give away all of your TV money for a deal that is just terrible in a league that's going to melt down, where the teams that sued the league and cost each one of its members tens of millions of dollars, Florida State and Clemson, and North Carolina by extension, are three of the worst teams in the conference now. And how many of those fired their football coach? Well, Mike Norvell's out at, oh no, he got retained. That's right. Well, Dabo's coming back too, because Jesus Christ. And Bill
It's
Belichick.
probably different than what you're thinking, though.
Getting fired. No, his girlfriend's hot. Why would joining the ACC help Notre Dame? It would not. Would they have been able to play Texas A&M? Would they have been able to play Miami? Sure. Texas A&M? No, probably not. Why? What is the point? If you're in the ACC, can you play USC? No. That league sucks. There's no quality teams there. Why do you think so many teams why are we having this discussion about Miami? Because it's the same thing as the Big 12. Did you see that Baylor, and this is the best, did you guys see who Baylor hired as their athletic director? It is atrocious to me that you hired an athletic director. I don't even know how I'm going to say this out loud. You hired an athletic director who really has no major experience in the modern era of sports.
Well, Morty, why would that matter? I mean, they're Baylor. I mean, come on.
Doug McNamee is coming from a fishing company.
Google me.
He hasn't worked at Baylor in 7 years. He is the president of Field and Stream, which is where Baylor's going to be, because they're going to have plenty of time to go fishing and camping.
That's out of the window.
Do you understand? Field and Stream is an outdoor apparel and lifestyle company. And you just hired that guy to be your athletic director, and he has no measurable experience in the modern era of college football.
Hey, Morty, is Fish and Stream like Cabela's?
You don't even know what Fish and Stream is. He's so good at it. That's what's wrong with this conference. Never mind that Oklahoma State is an embarrassment of an athletic department. Never mind that TCU is going to retain Sonny Dykes. Never mind that Baylor is keeping a football coach who quite literally blames everybody but himself. You just fired an athletic director for, I would assume, claims that are related to putting his hands on a player and coaches and on the sideline of a game while it was going on. And so your answer to that, when you need to be absolutely locked down with leadership, was to go hire a guy you already knew who left you to go run Field and fucking Stream. And you wonder why this league can't get BYU into the college football playoff.
You fucking donkey.
And then you wonder why, well, Notre Dame should join the ACC, Monty. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. The ACC is a joke. The bar is so low. There's no reality in anybody's world where Notre Dame should join the ACC. And then there's this ridiculousness. Notre Dame management is scared to play BYU because it affects the collection on next year's soft schedule.
What?
God.
Where do you guys come up with this stuff, dude?
Do you want to apologize for this comment or no?
Like,
because I don't know what it means. It affects their collection on next year's soft schedule. So let me get this right. We're saying that next year's soft schedule, which is Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Navy, Miami, Boston College, SMU, Stanford, Syracuse, and USC. That is just a terribly soft schedule. Huh. Okay. Well, let's play the game then, because certainly BYU's schedule is going to be significantly better next year.
Well, they play in the Big 12 more. I mean, just loaded with talent and depth, you know.
Utah Tech, Cal, Colorado State, Arizona State, Baylor, Iowa State, Cincinnati, Kansas, TCU, UCF, and Utah. And you think that's a better schedule than Notre Dame's schedule? Bro, like, who hurt you? They're scared to play BYU.
Wait, and I'm not joking. Tech's not on BYU's schedule next year. Did I hear that right?
No. Here's BYU's schedule. Utah Tech, Cal, at Colorado State, Arizona State, Baylor, Iowa State, Cincinnati. Their road games are Colorado State, at Kansas, at TCU, at UCF, at Utah. 4 of the softest teams are on the road. Your most difficult game, probably Utah again, because Utah is going to be very good next year. And we're soft as fuck because we're running from the Mormons.
That's not what we're about.
Like, where do you even come up with this, dude?
Yeah, this is some non-Christian material right here,
one of the stupidest comments I have ever heard. That they're... Do you understand that?
U.S. Americans.
I cannot fix you.
Iraq.
That's one of the dumbest comments I've ever heard.
I'm sorry, it affects their collection.
No, it doesn't affect their ranking next year. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Nobody cares about the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Nobody cares. No, and this is what BYU. If this is BYU, this is not, bro. BYU fan is so insurmountably better than this guy.
Yeah, is this a James Burner right here? Is that what this is? You're just trolling, right?
You really think that the Pop-Tarts Bowl is?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
How do I? What am I supposed to? Bro.
Maybe we should let this bro do the show. I mean, maybe we're just not educated enough anymore. Your
argument is Notre Dame is dodging BYU. Well, I'm assuming you think that BYU, if all things were equal and everybody played everybody, again, I will just point out, I think everything we said about Bear Bachmeier on Saturday happened. He was better, but was he even close to good enough? The injury had nothing to do with his not reading defenses. Do you really think? Because Notre Dame would be, I think, by far their best opponent. Because Notre Dame's offense is significantly, if everybody plays, but with Notre Dame, if it was the Pop-Tarts Bowl, nobody would play. Nobody wants to play. I'm not even going to play this game with you. Mapes, not enough Kalani Sitakis in the Big 12. There's not. And I just keep saying this, like the bar is so low in the Big 12. And yet you're telling me that BYU's schedule is so much better. Notre Dame don't want none of the cougar tail. Notre Dame scheduled a home game with you guys in 2014. How did that work out? Group hug. Notre Dame needs a good ranking next year, plus all the wins on their soft schedule to get in the playoff. No, the Pop-Tarts Bowl has zero impact on their ranking.
I don't know where you got this take from, dude, but you need to throw this thing out, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, this
whatever
is not true.
blog you read or whatever crappy podcast you heard that on, I would probably disregard. The Pop-Tarts Bowl has no impact on their ranking. No, you're counting on soccer writers in the AP to watch that game in the first place. Come on, guy. Notre Dame schedules are mostly set several years in advance. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. I read like their BYU's schedule is significantly easier next year than Notre Dame's.
There's just no question. Like and really,
my God,
schedules be damned. Your take that the Pop-Tarts Bowl is deciding their CFP eligibility next year? Like, dude, what do you mean?
Monty takes the rage bait every time. James and his burner accounts are working. They really are. Yeah, word timeout, please.
Yeah, send his ass into prison, dude.
USC will be good next year. Yes, they will. The Iraq, exactly.
Yeah.
Falala is from Michigan. Oh, really? Why am I not surprised?
Iraq.
Douglas says bowl games are worthless for ranking next year. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
I feel like that's like the only thing we all agree on today, that the bowl games are legitimately meaningless.
Yeah. Gumby wants to know, does South Bend even have a toaster? No, Jesus Christ cooks our Pop-Tarts for us. They come out of the box hot and steaming. Kind of like that take, hot and steaming. Monty is getting trolled, totally getting trolled. Jeremiah Champion. I'm about to start handing out timeouts like candy, seriously.
Yeah, we're going to call you Oprah, dude. Everyone gets one.
Is a Pop-Tart a ravioli? This is a very good point. It's a very good point.
But okay, if Pop-Tarts are ravioli, how do you explain the icing away? Because pasta doesn't have icing.
Are goldfish chips? No, Jake contends that goldfish are crackers.
I'm just saying.
They're not crackers.
They're crackers, dude.
Because it says it on the box, Monty.
And here, I mean, I'll just, okay, we're going to go goldfish.
We have had this argument on the show many, many times. Many, many, many times.
Yeah, I mean, it's very definitive that goldfish are not chips, dude. It literally says snack crackers on the damn box. Like, this is not in question here. And let me get you the label just so we're all on the same page. I personally believe that goldfish, such as in like, are not going to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl because it won't affect their CFP eligibility. It says it right here. Baked snack crackers. Have a nice day.
It's not a cracker. Mike Smith. Yeah, that championship bowl game last year had Notre Dame coming in the following season ranked number 2. No, weren't we ranked like 6th or something to start the season? My God. Eli, not going to lie. When I saw that BYU was playing Georgia Tech over Notre Dame, I was relieved. Most BYU fans were. I'm just willing to admit it. Well,
don't lie to me.
Honestly, I don't think that Notre Dame's players would have played. Their best players wouldn't have played in that game. It's just that there's no upside to it. Like for Bear, I think if Bear is not 100%, do not put him on the field. Because his style of play gets him nicked up a lot. He takes big hits, dings. Like if Bear Bachmeier is not 100% and everything is perfect, you do not play him in that game. There's no upside to it. There really is no upside to it. But I agree. The Baylor decision makes no sense. The TCU is a little cuz they waited too long to fire him. And I imagine as soon as TCU is out of the hunt next year, Sonny is out. Let's hope they're not out of the hunt. Art Briles hasn't been at Baylor in years, and now he's head coach again at a Division II school. Who cares? He's a scumbag. He is a scumbag. D-Rock, I want BYU to kick the Jackets. Yes. None of us Notre Dame fans are fans of the Jackets. Ruben, being a BYU fan, I would have loved to see them play Notre Dame in a bowl game, but not mad about it. Yeah, I just don't think BYU fan. I think for BYU, and most people don't know this, but it's a different way of life in football. You want the trip. You want to go play in the bowl game, see your boys play. Like, it's just a fun outing for you and the kids. Like, take the weekend, go watch the bowl game. Like, that's why BYU travels so exceptionally well. The fan base, we've talked about this before. The fan base is phenomenal. How about Texas Tech fan at Arlington on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
My God, that was a Texas Tech home game. Was crazy. Was absolutely crazy. Like, just wild. Buckeye Nation, is that Ferris or Wasikowski? I miss Wasikowski. I do. 2026 Notre Dame schedule is soft serve. Yeah, I don't even argue that, but it's not as soft as BYU's schedule, which was
the Pop-Tart Bowl is not going to decide their CFP eligibility.
No. No. Notre Dame was not number one in the God. I should just I should just stop because BYU, I don't even want to go look it up. It's fine. Listen, I think BYU, because when is that game? Like 2 days, isn't in the Pop-Tarts Bowl like 2 days after Christmas? I mean, it's a great bowl game. It's a great bowl game, right? Pop dumpling bowl game would be exciting. Well,
right.
Dumplings are good. Bowl games are only good for seniors that are not going to the NFL. And for freshmen and sophomores, get game time. Totally agree. And it's a look for BYU fan, because in the Pop-Tart Bowl in Orlando, playing a football game in Orlando on December 27th or 28th or whatever it is.
27th.
Yeah. It's the 27th. Yeah, phenomenal. That's a great trip for BYU. Really good trip. Notre Dame was number one in the Pop-Tarts conference. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Doug says, Monty, not like this. What do you mean? Justifying quitting your bowl game, then talking smack on another team. Well played. I'm not justifying anything. Bro, you have to understand something. There's no justification. They made a decision. I understand why they made the decision.
Dude, you don't have to justify a decision or anything. If they don't want to play in the game, cool. They're not playing in the game. Big deal. Like, why are we sweating?
For Notre Dame, it's a very different thing than for BYU fan. Yes, 1227 Pop-Tarts. I just am not emotionally tied to meaningless bowl games. I don't want Notre Dame to play in that game. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see CJ Carr. And if it's BYU or whoever, I don't want CJ Carr playing against anybody of talent in a meaningless game where if you win, nothing happens. If you lose and you get hurt, your career could be over. Or did you guys see the hospital ball that Mariota threw to Ertz?
Dude.
You think I want that for Notre Dame? You want to talk about hurting their ranking next year? I'm not interested, dude. I'm not
ending Buddy's career. No big deal.
I'm not interested in that. So, bowl games have another benefit for fans. It often will have one team playing another that would normally never play each other. Great point. Love that. Great point. Is Iowa State still number one in Cheez-Its conference? What do you guys make of this? What do you guys make of this thing with Matt Campbell at Penn State? Now, and I should say, because he probably wants his credit, stupid timer. God, StreamYards makes me crazy.
Hot ass.
Our guy Marcus got the contract numbers on Matt Campbell exactly right. Here are Matt Campbell's contract numbers. Less than Kalani. Matt Campbell, I'm sorry. What did I say?
You said Matt Campbell. I'm just saying at the top of the contract, it says Matthew.
Oh, Matthew.
They went to the trouble of spelling out his full name.
Less than Kalani Sitake was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think this is a slight to Matthew? Monty, it's not Matthew. It's Ephesians 7:12. Campbell. Do you think this is a slight to Matt Campbell that he got less than Kalani was offered?
No, I don't. Nope.
He took it willingly too. Whoa.
Family program here, Morty. Yeah,
brother. Okay.
I'd like to also point out that Matthew Campbell, such as in got 100% buyout clause in the Iraq. So
he did.
Just saying.
Which I'm impressed with. I think, hey, more power to you, bro. Like I say, if you can get that, Bray, if you can get that, I say you do you, right? I think he's a great fit at Penn State.
From this day forward, we're going to wake up every single day in this football program, and we're going to build championship habits. And we're going to do it one day at a time. And we're going to do it from the ground up. And we're going to do it in a football program that's going to demand toughness, mental and physical toughness, demand discipline at every corner, and demand, most importantly, togetherness. Selflessness and togetherness. One team, one program, unified to continue the great pride and the great tradition of Penn State football.
Stay hard. One team to unite us all in the showers because we're Penn State.
We clean our fingers after we're knuckle deep. Listen, dude. Matt, I love how he's like, right now.
What?
He's a great fit at Penn State. It's a good hire. I have no problem with it.
The whole press conference, though, I'll give him credit.
He was uncomfortable, dude. I'm not going to lie. It was
crying at the beginning of the press conference was incredible. I'm going to take a minute. I need a minute. And then gathers himself and goes on this whole thing about, thank my mom, thank my former coaches, thank my brother and his cousin and his wife 10 times removed.
Rocco Becht, his dad.
Yeah, Rocco Becht and his dad, Jesus Christ and his dad, okay, now I'm going to move on to the shower situation and culture and championship habits and bro, come on, Matt. Listen. I appreciate it, dude, but you better win ball games, dude.
Listen, Linda, I thought it was funny that I don't dislike Pat Kraft. Well,
and I want to tell you this, I don't know. I really don't. I'm not lying. I really don't know what the future holds. I would tell you guys. I would trust me. I wish I could give that answer. Terry's a legitimate, real candidate. I'm looking you all.
Was he? Was he though? And Jake still doesn't have the best part of that bite where he's like, yeah, F or Oregon, F Ohio, F Michigan, those cheats. Which I think it is the best part of all of it. I think that's like Pat Kraft.
You suck.
Right? They cheated. We're not that far away from Ohio State. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, sir. Yeah, you are. You're not close. I mean, and then Pat Kraft running up to Matt Campbell like it's his side piece at the airport and like getting all handy and squeezy. Oh, Matt, it's good to see you.
Yeah, who are you, Dan Mullen's wife?
Look
Come
at
on,
it,
dude.
Bob. I have got Cialis on the ready. Like, I mean, it's so weird. It is and I imagine when Matt Campbell got off the plane and they were done hugging, we have exclusive video of Matt Campbell.
It sounds so beautiful. I want to give all the glory to God.
Right? my God.
Yay.
Oh, no, it's not. But they're going to be good. Matt Campbell, I think, is going to kick ass at Pedo
well,
State.
look at this. Look at this. A random in the chat is siding with me. This is a rare occurrence. Chips are fried and crackers are baked. Goldfish are baked. Enough said. Just want to point out, it does say baked on the label, guys. Just want to point that out. Thanks, EWWEE2K, whoever the hell you are.
Who asked you?
Yeah. Doesn't fit our criteria, but whatever.
Got anything to say? Quite frankly, fuck you.
Yes. And this is a new soundbite.
It sounds so beautiful. I want to give all the glory to God.
That's a new soundbite. And there's a bunch in the Pat Kraft ramble. There's a bunch. And nothing probably beats. Take your shirt off, Pat Kraft, you coward. Show me them titties, boy.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Oh my God. Anyway, Gumby says if goldfish are baked, sativa or indica. Okay.
Yeah, sure, dude. Whatever, bro. Whatever you have to say.
Pause, Monty. I'm trying. Big Daddy Magic. Hey, Cooper Flag. Let's go.
Yeah, Cooper Flag, new #1 fan, right?
And what they say on good old Prime Video there the other night. Yeah, who's the best young player in the NBA right now? Yeah, that'd be Cooper Flag.
Oh, what happened to Victor, dude?
Stupid ass question.
Victor was just filling in for Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
BYU will make the final for AJ Tabanda.
Bro, who is AJ Tabandon?
Okay. Bandon Dunes. We're not put up with anything less. AJ to bed. So we'll have a college basketball year that people will be talking about for 218 years. Less weed before you send these messages, my guy. I almost bought you something and then I decided no.
They don't take any shit.
I'm a bad person. Lopes fan Gabe, Bake Lays disagree with this assessment. Dude, Bake Lays are secretly
sour cream and cheddar or barbecue. Because that's in the baked realm, that's kind of the thing. Come on.
Do you guys know what a topper is? Not that kind of topper. The one where
say, quite frankly, fuck you.
Where you say something and then they got to chime in and try to be better. And then Jake brings up barbecue.
Yeah.
Which is just a way of being like, here, I'm going to open the closet door and come out. Like, I understand it.
The biggest load that we've seen.
What is wrong with you? Nobody likes barbecue chips. Nobody. Nobody. Okay, here's Matt with LaFlop just passed 15,000 flops, adding to his record. I like it.
Bro.
Regular baked lays. I agree.
Bro, we can't make it one day without a LaBag reference.
No, he didn't say LaBag. He said LaFlop, LaDad.
Dude, LaFlag Bearer James. Come on, bro.
La Propecia.
Come on, bro. La pass to the corner, so you can be a victim about your 10-point streak over like 800,000 games. Come on, dude. Come on.
Marcus Freeman is going to spend bowl season eating flats with extra blue cheese.
Stop.
Do you guys know if we're still doing a show? Do you guys understand? I'm not going to be able to sit under this desk the day that Marcus gets fired.
Bro,
the day that Marcus Flippin Freeman's no longer the coach at Notre Dame, this forearm will grow exponentially. Like the thickness of this forearm. I
Can you measure it?
preach. He eats blue cheese. He does. Vegas Kane, Dan Mullen's wife parties with Rex Ryan and his wife. Yes, she does. Oh my God. Chewbacca. I guess analytics and records mean nothing.
In reference to what?
The X-Wing fighter? What do you mean? If AJ Devanza, is this Full House? Only a few of you will get that reference. Took his shirt off, every Middle Eastern country would get rid of the nuclear program.
Oh, every Middle Eastern country, you say?
Afghanistan.
Okay. La Prolapse. Okay.
Okay.
La Sciatica. Whatever, La Topper.
Yeah, right? Right?
Exactly. Hurling, why doesn't anyone thank Yahweh and his son? Oh, my God, I threw that touchdown and I immediately say, prayers up, Yahweh, brah.
God bless.
Yahweh, bruh.
You know, crypto tech will wreck the Ducks. We're going to find, you know what, you guys, dude.
I swear to God, dude.
I hope that happens. I do. And I hope it happens. You guys know where that's from? The Wolf of Wall Street. Anyway, see, this is where I need my stay hard drop, but I don't get drops anymore. The point is,
Stay hard.
Baron Morton makes me very nervous. Baron Morton is as Bear Bachmeier is. He's the ceiling. You have an elite defense. I think the wide receiver core at Tech has come miles since the season started. Their route running has gotten much better. It was a little concerning, admittedly, that Tech's offensive line struggled a wee bit in the first half. But you don't have to worry about that against Oregon because I just don't think that's the way they play defense. But throw the ball up in the air against Oregon and see what happens. That team's ready. And you can play fast. That team's ready. You can't out-fast a team like Oregon. So stylistically, I hate the matchup for Barron. I do. I think it's a great matchup for Tech's defense. The secondary is aggressive, plays well, opportunistic at Tech. The linebackers, obviously. Romello, obviously. I think that defense, the front four is the best front four in the country, in my opinion. You are going to have to get quality quarterback play because they are going to make you throw the ball to beat them. And we haven't seen in Tech fan, objectively, tell me the last time Baron Morton went on the road in a hostile environment and was the reason you won a game. No, go ahead. It just doesn't happen. Two holes. Agreed. O'Hara took it willingly, Monty, and we're talking about Penn State. Okay. Probably should put you back on mute. I feel happy for you, Monty, when he is fired. I wore the skin off it when Neil Brown was... He said I wore the skin off.
Brother.
Had to ice it down for a week. Oh my God, that's amazing. Schwinger, Freeman, the hawking of overpriced TV dinners still bothers me. Truth. 2 Chewies. Big Papa Pump. Timmy, you should make peace with Marcus Freeman and take him to Olive Garden. Have you noticed everybody at Olive Garden's always happy? Yeah,
Timothy.
And then you get Andy's candies that you're going to burp up for an hour. The goldfish. Your mama asked me. Okay. I love barbecue kettle chips. Yeah. See, that's where we go barbecue. Right? Idiot face. Well, baked barbecue. There's no such thing. Stop it.
Good.
You know, it's fine. Patty Mahomes will inspire Tech since he lost all his magic in Kansas City. I have never felt better than watching Travis Kelce throw an interception tipping it or not drop it. Go home. Yeah. Cry your tears into alien faces cleavage. Where is Oak State James? He's dead. It's now TCU James. He's reborn. James has been reborn through the missionaries. and the insemination I can't remember what they say when you go to seminary. I think it's insemination. Could be wrong. He's been reborn through the insemination program in seminary school at TCU. There's his graduation picture. You know. Did I get that right, James? Kelsey tip drills. Yeah. Hey, anybody want to apologize to me? Who wants to
about what?
To me about all your Shedeur Sanders hate? Anybody want to apologize to good old Monty? Go ahead. Anybody want to apologize to Monty? I'll play disco music for you so it won't hurt as much. Matthew, Notre Dame to the Big Ten and Michigan to the WAC. Mac, SEAC. Hate Michigan. Sharon Moore is such a fraud.
Yep.
No, I'm not going to play the stupid Michigan. There's nothing good to say about Michigan. LeBron is
via social media.
Marcus says, all of you guys hating on LeBron for being bald, even his bald ass is still the highest rated NBA player in history.
Yeah, but dude, Marcus, okay. You don't want to go down this path with me today, dude.
More people have watched LeBron James play basketball than any other player in history.
And why is that? This plays right into my point. Why is it
really
that
good
so many
in
people
the NBA finals?
No, that's irrelevant. That's not the point. He's lost more in the finals than anyone cares to talk about.
He's been in the finals more than pretty much anybody cares to talk about in the modern TV phone.
Yeah. The issue that I have with the whole 10-point streak thing coming to an end is everyone wanted to say, "Oh my God, LeBron is a hero. Oh, he sacrificed and made the right basketball play." The right basketball play is the highest percentage shot you can get. He could have easily gone right down the lane and finished with his right hand, no problem. But no, that wasn't good enough for Bron.
Do you finish with your right hand?
No, I'm a lefty, as it turns out. I'm more of a lefty than a righty, but that's for a different time. As it turns out, we're going to dish it to the corner and take the 40% look, which is probably like a 38.5% look for Rui this year, instead of like the 95% look.
Why do we care?
So that LeBag and LeDad can talk about how he's an unselfish teammate. That's why he did that, because you can't tell me he was unaware of the whole 10-point streak thing. Come on, dude. We all know the game, dude.
Why are we hating on LeBrain, LaFlop, LaRogaine? Ooh, LaRogaine. You know. All I'm saying here is I have no problem. I have no problem with LeBron making that pass. He was going to be doubled at the rim. And I don't like him as a free throw shooter. Now, he would have only needed to make 1 or 2. They'd have fouled his ass. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm here for it. I apparently missed some paid comments. I did. My apologies. Iowa State and Kansas State fined $500K. Is that because them pulling out of bowl games costs the conference money? That's exactly why that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly why that is. For sure. Wish you were me. Sorry, but you got people dying on hills for Team 68 in the NCAA tournament. That argument will be just the same as now but for different reasons. I just think basketball is a completely different equation, right? Not complaining, but how did TCU get the Alamo Bowl? They wanted people to go to the game. It's a terrible look for Houston. Am I the only one that thinks that? I think Houston was more deserving, and I think it's terrible for Houston. I feel like Houston got absolutely statutoried on not going to this game.
I'm sorry, got statutoried?
Dude, it's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. And the Alamo Bowl picked TCU. There's no other way to even look at it. They took TCU because they believe that TCU will sell more tickets than Houston.
It is championship week. Yay.
Right? I mean, you guys, am I wrong about that?
No, you're not.
This is a brutal reality for Houston. Brutal reality.
Yeah, can't win them all, I guess, right? I mean, that's definitely something that, because, if you looked at Houston basketball, it's like, yeah, that's one of the biggest brands in college basketball right now. But in football, different story.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix that.
You just keep winning. That's how. You do it season after season and become more relevant. That's how.
Yeah. And Marcus makes another good boy. Marcus is on fire. I've only read like half of his texts, actually his messages today, but Marcus is right on. Nobody in TV is complaining about Dallas Fort Worth over Houston for college football.
Yeah.
I would totally agree with that. Houston just got it to keep doing well and it will change. I agree. Mike, that's exactly right. Trail to 100. What's that? What do you mean? Tell me what that brand's about. College football should just do away with bowl games and expand to a 24-team playoff, 10 auto bids to each conference winner, and 14 at large. 10 auto bids. I don't.
Why are we including the G6?
I have no desire. Nope. If it's 24, I want the 24 best P4 teams in the country.
Yeah, here, let me fix this for you, Trail to 100. In your case, all of these teams, and if you're a G6 and can get on this graphic, great, knock yourself out. Like, we're not doing, like, I don't need the winner of some rando group of 6 conference in.
And listen, I think JMU belongs there. I think Manischewitz and Tulane belong there. Right? This would be my 24 teams. And Indiana, Georgia would be there. Texas Tech could be there. And Duke could be there.
So, and by the way, by your logic and your comment, are we not just going to do 1 verse 25, 2 verse 24, and so on and so forth at that point?
Yeah.
Like,
on the Monty show sign. Wait, I have to take off Jake's graphic. Can we have including Marcus at the bottom in small print? We can. Sure.
Bro, why are you being a red ass about Marcus, dude?
Do you guys like the sign? Because I've had conversation with several people who are like, dude, sign is fire. But I've also had people say, nah, too plain, shoes are better. Because my wife's got these little black shelves, but then it makes the wall messy. I like it just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan. Why don't we start by expanding the playoff to 16 teams? I think that's happening. I think that's going to happen. Not red ass at all. I enjoy that he has helped with the info. This is respect for Marcus. Okay. Marcus is great. Monty's backdrop greater than Jake, but Jake, the problem is Jake doesn't know how to arrange shoes. +1 for LaSign. Jake will show up with this exact setup outside of the YouTube plaque, the $100,000 or 100,000 sub YouTube plaque.
Sign stealer guy.
Right. Listen, I think the biggest thing for me, you guys, how do you fix the college football playoff? I don't know. Let's start with who's the best team in college football. Because I'm going to tell you it's Ohio State. I think Ohio State, and I understand Indiana fan is going to be engaged in red assery about this. I think Ohio State beat themselves. They made mistakes. When have you ever seen Caleb Downs blow coverage like that?
It's pretty
just
rare.
Blown coverage. You never see that. Haven't seen that. And maybe that's just part of playing the game, right? Maybe that's just part of, hey, because you have to say on some level, hey, Indiana caused Caleb Downs to make that mistake. And listen, I totally get that. If I would love a rematch of that, and I firmly believe, such as in that Ohio State wins that game repeatedly. But obviously, we're not going to get that. unless it goes very deep into the playoff, which would be the national championship. And I listen, I would love to see Indiana and Ohio State compete in a national championship. I would love to see that. I'm here all for it. Would love to see it. But on this graphic right here, I think Ohio State's still the best team in the country. Jake, who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really close, man. I think that Indiana's physicality is ultimately what gave Ohio State some trouble. I think that Ohio State in that game, wasn't getting as open as they needed to. Jeremiah Smith had some nice moments for sure. But I would probably go. I would probably lean Georgia, honestly. I really liked what I saw out of Georgia. I think that, Ohio State is a great team and it would be a close game. But I feel like, the challenge of the SEC and, teams fortifying themselves in the SEC, we've seen this year in and year out, right? The Georgia team, the Bama team that comes out of that conference, riding high from the championship game, no matter who they beat, they typically go on a run. And I feel like Gunnar Stockton's better. I feel like that defense was incredibly prepared for Alabama. And I think that, that was, I think, Kirby and company called a really good game, so I would probably lean, like if it was Georgia, Indiana, I'd probably lean Georgia. Honestly, I would. But, I think it is, as you always say, matchup dependent, I mean, if like, if you had Tech versus Ohio State, you're taking Ohio State, but if you had, again, if you had, Ole Miss versus Indiana, I mean, that to me is just as even, dude. That's a close game.
Yeah, I don't know. How do I think this plays out? I think Miami's going to beat A&M, and I think Ohio State's going to beat Miami. I think Ole Miss is going to beat Tulane, and I think Ole Miss is going to beat Georgia, and I think Ohio State will beat Ole Miss. I think Oregon over JMU, Oregon over Tech, Bama over Oklahoma, Bama over Indiana, Bama over Oregon, Ohio State versus Bama. How you guys would hate that. You guys would hate that.
Yeah, I'm not as confident about Miami getting out of the first round at all.
Oh, I think that matchup sucks for A&M. We found out pretty quick. And I think you guys would agree. We found out the second that A&M played a ready defense at Texas. I think we found out who they were. And the one thing that really stands out to me in that game against Texas is it was really even, like first downs, third downs, but Texas just out-operated, out-schemed, outran, made more plays, right? Like hit the quarterback more, made plays in the secondary. Now, again, I am a Pete Kwiatkowski believer. I think that Texas defense is elite.
I think it's way better than Miami's.
I hope they absolutely demolish Sharon the Cheater. What is that? The Cheez-Its Citrus Bowl. I hope they do. But I think I'm not a buyer on Mike Elko's Texas A&M. I'm not. I think Georgia is the only one of the SEC teams that could make it. I think you give Alabama 3 weeks to practice and you're in real trouble.
Yeah, but which Alabama team shows up? I agree. They've got time to prepare.
Well prepared.
Yeah.
One that's really well prepared. And I think that matters, dude.
But like, I know that. And I don't disagree. They're going to have time to prepare, but it's an indictment, dude, that you just weren't competitive. Like, what was that, dude? And this is the plague of this particular Bama team. I'm not saying this is DeBoer every week. I'm not saying that, it's what defines him. But my God, these games where this team just does not show up, needs to be studied. Like, this is not their first time. And I'm not just going to sit here and ignore what you did in that championship game, because you just did not show up. And that scares me.
I think that's very true. We'll see. We'll see. Oregon over Bama. That's a terrible matchup for Oregon. It's a terrible matchup for Oregon. I look at Oregon and I just continue to keep asking, who's the only elite team that they saw this year? Who is the only elite team they saw this year?
Indiana.
What happened in that game? Indiana dominated them. And Alabama is very physical up front. Nobody's as physical as Alabama or as physical as Indiana. Alabama's close.
See,
Alabama would be one of them.
See, I could spin that, though. I could say, hey, well, just the same way you're saying that about Indiana, and they haven't played anybody else that's really elite, because I would agree that, even though Penn State was ranked really highly, I think if you compare that, the James Franklin, Drew Aller, Penn State versus the SIG, Fernando Mendoza, Indiana's a better team. I think we can all say that and agree with that. But at the same time, I can spin it and say, okay, well, if Indiana's that elite, there's no way that you can say that Alabama is close to Indiana and how they play and how they go about it. Bama turns it over a lot more. Bama's way more inconsistent. That the tackling is week to week. You don't know what you're getting. Like, when Bama turns it on and is playing in all phases, yeah, they're a good team. Problem is they don't do that often enough. So which Alabama team am I getting?
Bro, not to completely derail the show, T. Higgins is back in concussion protocol.
Again? He was having a good day yesterday.
Did you not see what happened?
No, I didn't. Did he get hit again? I missed that.
T. Higgins was in concussion protocol, cleared it, and played yesterday, and hit his head not once but twice. And the one that everybody's talking about is the one where he fell backwards and slammed his head on the turf in Buffalo and immediately put his hands on his head and kind of let him come back in the game. And now, through a joint statement, the NFL and NFLPA, T. Higgins was evaluated twice in game and cleared to return. After the game, in discussions with club medical personnel as part of the post-game evaluation, he notified the team he was experiencing symptoms and was immediately placed in the concussion protocol.
Why is this so hard? And this is, we didn't plan to talk about this, but I really think that this is a long-ranging conversation about why it's so hard for the NFL to do things correctly in game. So it's everything from concussion protocol to officiating to replay review, like all of it. Why is it so hard to say, yeah, dude, you know what? This guy was in protocol last week and cleared this week. He's now playing in this game, has bumped his head on the ground, hit his head on the ground, and they're saying he cleared it, but now after the game he's experiencing symptoms. Yeah, twice he cleared it, and now he's experiencing symptoms. Come on, dude. I mean, like to Mike's point, the CeeDee Lamb one. Like, dude, how many times are we gonna have to see guys hit their head on the turf in that way where they're moving backwards and the slingshot effect slams their head on the ground before we're like, yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, you're gonna have to enter protocol. Like, we're taking your helmet for this game. Sorry, man. Like, I just don't. Why is it so hard? I'll never understand it. I
don't get it. I don't know. This is brutal.
Like, are these guys not trained medical professionals? Are these guys not educated on dude's concussion history leading up to this moment? I mean, because doesn't have to play in effect. Like, if you're, I mean, we all know this. Like, you roll your ankle and you want to play the next day, you're going to feel that a lot more than if you're playing a week out or a month out. That has to take a factor in the decision.
Dude, this after the CeeDee Lamb concussion, I really struggle with this. And I know that we joke a lot about some of these dudes. And I am not crying any tears for Rashee Rice. He should have not been allowed to come back in the game. Like, when his body stiffens
it was clear
like
he was out. Yeah, he was out.
But he comes back in the game. It just, man, that's rough. That is rough, dude. Ooh. How many teams in the playoff will not have their regular season head coaches? Tulane, JMU, Ole Miss. Tulane and JMU do. They're both coaching their teams. Ole Miss obviously is not. But, you know. Did you guys see that CeeDee Lamb concussion play when he hit his head on the turf? Looked like he had partial stroke. Dude, that's one of the worst ones I've seen in some time. Big Blue Horses. Phillip Rivers to work out for the Colts this week. Yes, I saw. Well, they don't have any quarterbacks. The Daniel Jones torn Achilles, you guys, my goodness.
Indy fans are having a rough time with torn Achilles, bro.
But for Daniel Jones in particular, like, that's really discouraging. Like, to see him go through that is really discouraging.
Yeah, the timing doesn't get much worse. I mean, there's no question, dude. And to see him trying to walk off the field with what clearly is a torn Achilles, and like it just, yeah.
And the look on his face, like, I'm trying to find the video on my phone, but the look on his face, the despair is, it's just brutal, man. Like, it's just not ideal.
That's why I say, like, I am sometimes grateful that we don't do more NFL on this show, because I don't want to have to watch more of it. I'm going to be really honest. Like, I like, while we were talking about the T. Higgins thing, going on Twitter real quick and just looking at those highlights again, like, not like the first one, then the second one, and then the Lamb one. And it's like, dude, like, why am I watching all of it? Dude, like in the, you know, the shame with the T. Higgins stuff is, that's not even a defender like popping him or like coming after him. That's just a run of the mill. Hey, you jumped up going backwards kind of play. Like, what is the NFL supposed to do about it, dude?
That's how T. Higgins hit his head. He was up in the air. I was watching the play. He was up in the air reaching for a ball and just hit his head, and the ground was frozen in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Because of all the terrible weather. And you look at this, football hurts, man. Yes. Yeah, Riley Leonard has a knee injury. They don't have a quarterback. They're legitimately going to work out Phillip Rivers this week. You know, Danny Dimes and the Colts have a magic season, and bam, knocked back to reality, really. Then you bring in Old Man Rivers and his pit crew full of kids, bro. Right on, Andy. Hey, Monty, if you're not going to bother to read or acknowledge my questions or comments, I would appreciate if you'd let me know straight up. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
You're not a member. And on a Monday where how many comments have we had today, bro? Today alone, we've had over 2,000 comments.
Bro.
Well over 2,000 comments. And I'm just supposed to
become a member.
Yeah, I say this. Do you know how many memberships have been given away on this show in the last 3 weeks? When it's busy like this, I a lot of times just do not read member comments, man. I haven't seen one of your comments today. Like, it's not personal, dude. Come on. Did you see what Josh Allen, he had that 40-yard touchdown run? Yeah, great. He's a great quarterback. They should have lost that game. Buffalo's not good right now. And I know a lot of people are. It is unthinkable to me that Joe Burrow threw that interception. It's unthinkable to me that he threw that interception. I don't even know how that happens. And yeah, I think Josh Allen played really well. Really well. You cannot throw that interception. You can't. Speaking of T. Higgins, who caught that last touchdown pass, you can't throw that interception. I don't even know how you.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you like. That's just a terrible play. That's a terrible play.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix Cincinnati, man. And I love my guy Joe Burrow, obviously, but it's just a really tough situation. Everything from the contract stuff to T. Higgins to Joe, like it's just injuries after injuries, man.
Yeah, that was frustrating. That was really frustrating. You know, like it is. I can't believe he threw that interception. Like, am I crazy? Am I crazy for that? How do you throw that interception, man?
Joseph Lee Burrow.
God, dog. Should concussions be auto 2-week no games or practice? Well, I think that's tough because every guy's different. Every human being's different, right? They keep putting them back in the game because we won't stop watching. Truth. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, I'm not a member. Sorry to inconvenience you. You're being a red ass, dude. It's not an inconvenience thing.
You want your comment read? Pay $1. You want it read? Pay. It's that simple. We get thousands of comments, and you think that, with all due respect, you're special because you're here every day. There's a million people who are here and we appreciate it. But I have to say, like, bro, as a show that's been doing this for however many years now, like, you're not the first guy to come in here and complain about your comment not being read. Like, yeah, my dude, I pay for a membership at the top level for 35 months, and my comments get missed. Either pay to comment or pay for a membership. Like, we do the best we can, man.
I have 2 screens, and I wish I could show. I have 2 screens. The comment stream is on one screen. I've tried to put it on 2 screens. Like, we get a lot of comments. It's never personal, man. There are some guys I don't read many of their comments because usually they're not great. You know, Isaac Wilson into the transfer portal as expected again. Yeah, it's hard to read all comments. That's why I member, so it makes it easier for you guys, and I want to support the show, and I appreciate that. Denny's serving late night drunks across America. Could be. You know, the concussion thing sucks.
It really bothers me. Like, and we've talked a lot about like YouTube TV pricing and the Sunday ticket, and I really am close to being in a place where I may not do the ticket next year. Like, I just don't watch it enough. Like, with Twitter and just everything that we have, like I don't have the. There's a lot of times where my want to is real low to watch guys get concussions in the NFL. Like, after all the Tua stuff,
it's hard to watch.
After all the Tua stuff, I was like, yeah, I'll just keep up. Like, I'll just, do what I have to do.
It's hard to watch. It really is. And you just look at and we keep paying for it.
Yeah, we do.
And we keep paying for it, and we'll continue to pay for it. You're not wrong. You get a lot of comments because your show is awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Lopes fan Gabe, cry harder. My comment don't get read, guy.
Jesus, Gabe.
You're not wrong. Dude, James pays $10 to talk about upper decks. If we want our comments guaranteed read, we'll emulate his wisdom. He does pay $10, and it usually does not end well for him. But I could be wrong. The NFL should incentivize players wearing the protective cap. Yeah. In my opinion, there's nothing that's going to stop a concussion, because the bad ones are really bad. The Tua stuff, the T. Higgins stuff, the CeeDee Lamb stuff, like, it's rough. Don't read my comments about dumpster raccoons, Monty. Listen, you're not going to bully me into playing videos that you want to see.
Oh, fucking God.
Just saying.
Look at this.
Little training news for you. Okay. Yes, what is it? The Heisman. Monty, read this comment. Okay, there you go. It's not personal. The Heisman finalists are out. Before I read this list, Jake, who do you think should win the Heisman Trophy? Diego Pavia's mom?
Fernando Mendoza.
Do you think there's any doubt?
No, there's not.
Fernando Mendoza, Indiana. Diego Pavia, Vandy. Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame. And Julian Sand, Ohio State.
This ain't even a conversation, bro.
I think Fernando Mendoza is going to run away with it.
Yeah.
I think. Let's have it. Hell yeah. Read my comment. Look, and the funny thing is, like, Fight on Natties is a really good commenter. Right? Like, Chris Faithful's a really good commenter.
I don't understand the frustration. I don't understand that either. You guys can have
with what his mom's wearing. That's what you're frustrated about.
I don't get why people can't understand. Hey, like, this channel's got 190 some odd thousand subs, and we get thousands of comments a show. And again, I'm not saying we're the biggest show, but there's enough people here to where if you're not paying to have your comment read, there's no guarantee it's going to get read. Like, we do the best that we can. Like, he's watching the comment section.
Just see the comment section to see all the comments.
Like,
do you know how
you're
many
watching the
comments I never even see there?
Yeah, like, you're watching them, I'm watching them. Like we do the best we can, but the truth is, man, like, if you want it read, like, you got to pay, and even if that's a cent, because then it highlights it, so, and it saves it at the top, so we can get to it, when we do that. Like, that's the thing. So dude, I don't know if you're just having a bad day or what the deal is.
Phillip Rivers is 44 years old, you guys,
mm-hmm.
and he's going to try out for the Indianapolis Colts this week. Is that where we are? Like, where's Colin Kaepernick, bro? Where is, like, is this where we are now? That a 44-year-old man is the best option the Indianapolis Colts have at quarterback.
You want him to go after TB12?
No, and certainly not hospital ball guy Mariota, but you're telling me that Phil Rivers is the best dude you have? That guy probably is in diapers right now.
Yeah.
Anything to put the monkey on the screen. That seems like you're asking to. Does Phillip Rivers need the money? No. You're telling me Phillip Rivers is a Super Bowl contender? Come on. Rivers is only 44. I thought he was older. No, 44 kids. Colin Kaepernick's available. Yes, he is. Does Kirk Cousins have it in him? I don't know what he does behind closed doors, dude. You'd have to ask him personally.
He's a hoe.
I'm a bad person.
And I want that
and again, the amount of comment dumps per stream. We need more than 66 please hit the like button. I'm terrible at this. And Lopes fan Gabe has tried to beat my forehead in with a hammer to make me say, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. If you have not, we appreciate that. Mr. Green 3, see a non-member comment. Notre Dame play like a champion today unless you don't make the playoffs and quit. See, why do I read non-member comments? Debating Manning and motivating Manning said no, maybe painting Manning. There you go. I don't even know. What do you know? You're telling me that this is really the best you can do. Like, let's see. NFL free agent QBs. You're telling me that Phil Rivers is the best you can do. Yeah, probably. I take that back. In all seriousness, if you look at who the Colts have, I mean, looking at the list of guys, I mean, what about Dorian Thompson-Robinson? Better than Phillip Rivers. Taylor Heineke? I mean, wouldn't you rather have those guys than
Heineke? Yes, I don't know about DTR.
I have trouble believing. What's his name? I can't think of his name. The Tennessee Titan guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Ryan Tannehill. Where's Ryan Tannehill these days? Not young. What is he's got to be pushing 40. But where's Ryan Tannehill? Right? Like at some point you'd think you would call Hendon Hooker. Right? And if you want Heineke's at least better than Phil Rivers. Sam Ehlinger is another guy that's a free agent. I'm looking at a very long list of current NFL free agents. But it's tough to It's tough to guess. The answer is I don't know what you do. I do not know what you do. And you hope that Riley Leonard's healthy enough, I guess. I don't know. Trading time is over. Yeah. You're not going to go trade for somebody. Chad Perling, Monty, can you help me with something? Trump announces $12 billion package to help farmers. Why would they need any financial help? Don't start.
Chad. This is a sports show. We don't do politics.
We don't
know
talk
that.
politics on the show.
Yeah, this is, we're dumb sport meathead guys, so we have no opinion on politics.
And we never read comments.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so glad hell's not real. I'm a bad person.
I'll see you in Valhalla.
Steal a quarterback from someone's practice squad. Something, right? Those tariffs and soybean debacle. Yeah, China still has not bought a single soybean. Fight on Natties. Whoa, am I allowed to read this comment, you guys? Okay, I'll stop. ESECPN, Saban Sankey are going to blow up TV and the internet and surprise, Diego or Simpson will win the trophy. Unfortunately, that's going to be reality. Well, Simpson's not even there.
Dude, Fernando Mendoza's winning the Heisman.
Yeah,
it's already done, dude.
This is an SEC show, damn it. That's right. Don't be sorry, just don't do it. He said sorry. Mr. Green, Monty always reads comments. I always hit the like button. We appreciate that. Mike Smith, hey, don't turn this into a non-member reading show. My bad. With all of the memberships that get given away, I am amazed that people still don't believe such as and like.
Yeah, there's no excuse to not have a membership at this point. Yeah.
I mean, but hey, anyway, I am here. I'm here for all of your fun. I am here for all of your fun. And I just, yeah. Jake, real quick, couple of NFL comments, and then we should get to non-sports. Do you, Shedeur Sanders?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you guys missed it, Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns for the remainder of the season. And I think justifiably so. He's the best quarterback they've had this year. Do you think it's a slight that they took him out of the game on the last play?
I don't think it's a slight. I think they tried to get cute. I think that they either practiced that specific situation a lot, like they worked on
a
it.
Guy in the media that I don't want to wreck because I know him pretty well. Ask Shedeur Sanders, did you guys practice that play? In practice, the one that went bad. He's like, well, yeah, of course we did. He's like, did it work in practice? He's like, bro, do you think we practice stuff that doesn't work? And do we put it in the game if it doesn't work? Like, what kind of red ass question is that?
Well, but see, that's why Shedeur deserves a lot of credit, in my opinion, because he deals with that crap all the time. Dumb questions like that are leading and meant to put him in a bad position.
Filling in for somebody.
Yeah, and he's just handled those perfectly.
And
I think that I think that Stefanski has issues
it work
with
in practice,
Shedeur.
bro? Hey, bro.
I think Stefanski has issues with Shedeur. I think it's pretty clear.
Yes.
However, he does not have an option to not play him now.
100%.
But he does have an option situationally to try other things. And I have to say, what do they have to lose? They're not a playoff team. You want to run Wildcat on the 1 yard line? Knock yourself out, dude. That said, I wouldn't be running Wildcat on the 1 yard line. I probably would have thrown a fade. I probably would have just run it. Like, let's not reinvent the wheel. Why are you running Wildcat on the goal line? Don't know. So I think that it's easy to be like, yeah, it's a slight against Shedeur. They don't want Shedeur to score a touchdown. When the reality is 9 times out of 10, it's not that deep, dude. They probably just saw an opportunity to try something. They don't have a lot to lose. Why not, try it? But like, honestly, that to me, I just don't want to give them more credit than they're owed. I think a lot of people like to push this. Oh, well, there's this big campaign inside the building that's against Shedeur. No, actually, I think Stefanski just doesn't like Shedeur and didn't want him on his team.
I would agree with
the front
that.
office did. And so Stefanski and the front office have had to have a dong measuring contest the whole season.
I'm sorry, did you say dong measuring contest?
Yeah, a dong measuring contest.
Okay.
And Stefanski had to eat some crow on that because now Shador's starting. So I don't think that it's, hey, we're going to pull him just so he can't score a touchdown. I legitimately think that either the offensive coordinator or Stefanski was like, hey, let's try something different here and just see what happens. We tried it in practice. We think it has a chance to succeed. Let's try it. And that's all that was. It's the Browns. It's not the Patriots. You know what I mean?
I would agree. The Chicago Bears. Was yesterday regression for Caleb Williams? Yesterday was not progression, but it also was not regression for the Chicago Bears. And I think Caleb Williams, and this is, I guess this is where it comes in. The Bears were the number one team in the NFC for about 37 seconds. And now I think, what are they, 7th? I think Caleb Williams missed 2 throws. You can't throw the interception in the end zone. And he continues to miss that high throw to the right sideline. That's his worst throw. When he's in the pocket throwing to the right, the ball tends to sail. Other than that, I think he played a very good game. And he needs to make that throw to the back pylon, the Cole Kmet, and they win the game. He didn't. They lost. And I'm going to say what I said last week. They're not the best team in the NFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I anybody who said they're the best team in the NFC, I'm not sure what you were looking at.
Well, for a week, they were the number one seed in the NFC. I mean,
yeah,
as odd as that is.
Yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that they're the best team in the NFC. Like they're having a hot stretch, but if you matched them up against, the Eagles or
Rams. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC.
Rams, yeah, I think we all know how that game would go. So to me, I think that this season for the Bears has been as advertised. I think that they've progressed. I think that the relationship between Ben Johnson and that staff to the players is clearly miles better than anything you've had the last probably 5 seasons at a minimum. And I think that Ben Johnson is doing a really solid job. Now, again, no matter what happens at the end of this year, you need to draft well. And because you've won these games, you're probably going to have to trade up a little bit to get done what you want to get done. And I think that you need to make a significant investment in the offensive line. You need to protect him and give yourself the ability to improve in the run game. Like, you need to get better at the zone scheme with running. You need to get more disciplined on the offensive line. And when you do those things, you will win more games, because Caleb doesn't typically make, the just awful, egregious mistake when he has time.
Well, I think this one here, not having Jim Romadune, big deal. Big deal. And I would tend to agree. The Bears are not the best team in the NFC, but 9-4, I think, is huge. And I think this game with the Browns, you have to insert yourself into the Browns. Like, you have to get after that ass. Like, the Bears defense has to be better. That's the biggest problem on this team. In their losses, the Bears have given up 52, 27, 30, and 28. And when you look at their wins, 15, 28, 17, 20, 42. 14, 24, 24, 14. When the defense plays well, they tend to win games. And I think when you look at the growth of Costa and Loveland, great. Luther Burden's got to learn to run routes. It's not enough to be fast in this league. And I think that that's one of the bigger issues you have. But Monangai, I think, has been a revelation on this team. And I think yesterday, Caleb missed a throw that could have put you over the top. And that's the hard part. And you're playing one of the best defenses in the NFL in the Green Bay Packers. And Caleb going 19 of 35, that's the number that should piss you off.
Yep.
Because you can't, in my opinion, you can't be happy with a 54. What is that? 53% completion percentage. He's only completing 58% of his passes on the year. There's your progression, right? And he had time to set his feet and throw that ball to Cole Kmet. And if he does that, but he didn't. And so my aunt ain't got no balls, so she's not my uncle. Big Daddy Magic. Cooper Cup fan club. I'm being a jerk. Have you sent me videos lately?
By the way, good math, 52.7 completion percentage.
Stud. Let's see. Oh, he did send me a video.
Hey, player. Taking my mom out to Olive Garden for Christmas. Have you noticed everybody's happy at Olive Garden?
Yes. It's called carb delusionation.
Salad and breadsticks. Big Daddy Magic actually eating the salad. Usually salad is the decoration for the food. But today, I'm all about making my mom happy.
Okay. And listen, I can get down with that. You know.
Timothy, I said Indiana would win. Just to be the one guy that said it, not believing it. Holy crap, they won. I just chalked the last 2 minutes of the game. I wanted to see if Indiana would make it close. But holy crap, they won, and I said they would win. But I didn't believe it. Holy moly, bully.
Yeah, listen, I think you're on a run. There's a bunch of videos that I just missed you sent me, dude. I'm a bad person.
Timothy, the Wisconsin Packer, who loves checking into Penn State's SmackDown Hotel. I am not a BYU fan. I am an AJ.
Yes, you are.
To make the Jazz great again, guy. AJ DeBanza. I need one of the two. Big Daddy combo. One of them.
You need to smoke less weed, my guy.
Yeah, bro needs a little more sleep and a little less weed.
Did you guys see our guy Will Hardy lose his absolute mind in the huddle yesterday? I'm tired of doing this every game without an F-bomb. It was unbelievable. Jake, you should have had that video. You're fired. If Tanner Plummer was still here, you'd be fired. You know, and breadsticks. Listen, Mrs. Monty and I are never going to say no to some soup salad and breadsticks at the OG. When I lived in Daybreak, Jitta, there was an Olive Garden right down the street. Loved it. But I used to be 50 pounds heavier than I currently am because I love soup salad and breadsticks. And funny story that Jake might remember about one of my last trips to Olive Garden was the nose menstruation that I had.
It was gnar, dude.
Oh my God. You want to talk about a heavy flow day?
I'm a carb eating motherfucker.
That just would not stop. Yeah, I miss Tanner Plummer. Miss you, Tanner. Caleb only played the equivalent of 2 seasons of college football. Unlike other rookies or second-year QBs, spend a minimum of 5 to 6 years in college football. Shador, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, man. I'm going to say Shador had himself a phenomenal game yesterday. Tanner voice and guys, hey guys, reminded me of Joe Pesci F you in the drive-through scene in the Lethal Weapon movies. Yes. What am I? Ha funny? Do I amuse you? I watched the Indiana-Ohio State game, and the one big thing I learned was that Charlie Becker is from Nashville, Tennessee. Gus only had to mention it 7,900 flipping times. Can we all get on the same page that Gus Johnson sucks? Like, I'm not trying to be that guy. I probably am. But can somebody agree with me that you don't need to yell about a second down run that netted you a -1? Oh my God, he lost a yard! Like, it's a tie game on the first possession, Gus. Why are we yelling? Yeah, like the burnout factor with that jackwagon's unbelievable.
It is.
Monty, what you think of Phil Rivers coming out of retirement for the Colts? I hadn't heard that.
Some shit happened.
I think he's old. And I worry about old men in this league because this is not an old man's league. You know. Herbert starting for the Bolts tonight. Okay. How is Zach doing this year? You mean Zachy Poo?
Zach Ertz is done for the year. So,
listen, I think I would love to see Zach Wilson get a second shot. He ain't got a first shot in Miami yet. He has not. Has he played a snap? I'm sure he has. But I'd love to see him get another shot. Yeah, Sex Machine starting for the Bolts tonight. How about your Seahawks yesterday? This town is crazy with the Seahawks right now. People here love it. Gus Johnson needs to be a commentator for the NFL again soon. Why would you say that out loud, bruh? Somebody at the NFL is going to hear you.
Bruh.
Let's not do that.
Hold on, bro. Like,
oh, look, the vomit machine has walked into the studio.
Good for you, buddy.
Hey, buddy. My dog, he's fine. He took a prodigious deuce on the lunchtime walk today.
Buddy was buddy tonight.
I was proud of Buddy.
Okay.
He's doing better. You know, the flip-flopping by the color guys on football games can wear you out. 1 minute, Team A is the best ever. Couple minutes later, Team B is the best. And the so-frequent use of the momentum lines. Yes, I agree. Seahawks get the QB-deprived Colts next week. Yes, they do. I hate seeing Herbie do NFL games. It's so bad.
It's weird, dude.
Oh. Gumby, did he look at the prodigious deuce or was it promptly back? No, he looked at it. He tends to flick the dirt on top of it like all dogs do. Bro, he almost took a bulldog apart today. My dog does not like your dog. My dog actually does like your dog. I took him to doggy daycare over the weekend. It's a scam. Like I paid $87 to have his teeth cleaned, his nails trimmed, and for him to hang out with the hose.
How the fuck else would you do this job?
And I think he really liked it. Because that's where he's going to be, where you guys realize that we are just, what are you laughing about?
Dude, that abides comment about golf commentating.
Oh, God. Fuck it. Gus Johnson for golf commentating. Wake the TV presentation of golf theft. Please don't. You know, like the funny thing is, my dog, we take him to this place called Downtown Dog Lounge in Seattle. And they have cameras. And you just watch him, and my dog just is constantly sitting on top of stuff.
He is presiding over the room.
He's like a gargoyle. That sounds like a fun weekend. He had a fun weekend. He had a very fun weekend. I'm done. This is probably going to come out the wrong way.
Oh, God.
I'm done working. Bro, I am ready not, what the Chiron I wrote, I am ready not to work anymore. And I don't know how to explain it, but I was talking to my hot wife, and I don't hate what I do. Like, I love doing the show. It's everything around the show. Like, I had a frustrating Amazon weekend, which should have been a celebration, because I had my sales velocity on Amazon's great. Like, I'm doing really well, you know, but so I sell a red emergency vehicle car set on Amazon, and it needed a safety test. I sent them the safety test. They approved it, and they still removed my inventory.
What,
so I got like,
let me tell you what now.
They charged me, I actually was looking today, I think it's $8 a unit to remove it. They remove the discount for sales velocity. When you sell items, they charge you less. They charge me shipping. Like they're charging me $20-something a unit. It's ridiculous what it costs to have them remove your product. And what I should have done is just had them dispose of it, but I had them ship it back to my house. And it's just, that's frustrating. Like, and I think I'm probably in burnout, and I'm 11 days away from being off for 2 weeks, and I really need it. Like, I really need it. But I'm just ready to be rich and not work anymore. I know none of you guys are ready for that, but I am ready to be rich and not work anymore. That's the best way I can say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you start something like Amazon FBA private label, you actually can see the scale in front of you. You can see where it can go up.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, is that you're not that far. Like,
I was telling somebody today that I hope a year from now I am well advanced, and I will be. I hope I am significantly further ahead than where I am now. And it's just, it is really, I hope the country's significantly more advanced than we are now, a year from now. But it's just one of those things where this weekend, this thing with Amazon shipping my product back to me broke me. Like, it just really pissed me off. I think it was Friday night. Like, there was just a rando box in a package locker downstairs. And it was 2 more fire trucks. Just out of nowhere, 2 more fire trucks. And I go into my Amazon account, and I was up, like, finally, I was up like $400 into the positive. Like, they were going to pay me $400. Bang, just like that, I'm down 1,000. Like, Jesus. And where does it come from? You go in there and you look, and here's your removal fee, here's your restock fee, here's your shipping fee. Yeah. Like, and of no fault of my own. And my wife asked me, like, do you really think you could have done anything different? My answer is no. I communicated with them. It's just so frustrating. Anyway, so you're learning a new thing, and you go through it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going through it a little bit right now. Like, it's just, ooh. I saw a few seconds of a YouTube clip with Sash yelling, and that Mad Dog guy, they're yelling as well. I've seen the national IQ level drop in real time, dude. It sucks.
It's rough, man. It really is rough.
Sports talk is terrible right now. I tried to watch McAfee today, and again, I don't understand when did yelling become the standard MO of every sports talk show? I work so hard, like, a lot, but that's what I'm here for, right? Yeah, that's it. Just grind your fingernails off.
A lot.
I can't explain. I'm angry. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Chad Perling, Seattle due to get 8 to 12 inches of rain. Yeah, my wife is aware. Whew. Having end of season burnout, you're not wrong.
No doubt.
You are not wrong. I am right there. This goes back to what you and Jake say many times. E-commerce isn't easy, and it's definitely not a quick cash grab. No, it's not. It is a long scale. It's probably 18 months before you take a withdrawal, honestly. Like, I'm waiting on 2 samples of new products I'm going to sell in the first quarter. Like, but I felt like I had just figured it out, and then this stupid product thing hit.
Oh, I think both can be true at once, though. I think that you have figured it out. I think that you're just dealing with, early aggressiveness, the desire to get multiple products up, which is great. That's awesome, obviously. But at the same time, the toy segment or this truck segment can be a little tricky sometimes, And I think that you're seeing that because one is popping for you, and the other one is doing what you just talked about, So that's kind of the thing. But I wouldn't say that they're like, mutually exclusive or whatever. They can be both true at the same time, and I think they are, and that's what's hard. Yeah. But I will say with e-commerce, it is one of those businesses where you can see the path, which is why I like it. There's a lot of businesses to where you have to just, like if you think about like a restaurant or like any traditional business you can think of, like the hard part is you never know how long it's going to take. But again, with e-commerce, it really is just a matter of time if you're following the right process.
And I also think I think I've only taken a week off this year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I worked over Thanksgiving. I'm trying to think did we go to Hawaii this year? Like when did I take a week off?
I think in May. In May you guys did, I think. Wasn't it in May?
We? Yeah. I don't know. I'm ready for France.
Needless to say, 9 out of 10 people that we know don't have 140 plus hours of PTO or time off or, all this extra time that they could have taken that they didn't.
And so when you guys complain that I take Fridays off, Monty is just ready to go on his Euro trip so he can wear his man bag in peace and go a week or so without eating ground turkey-based food. Bro, I crushed. You guys, the Impossible Nuggets are back.
And?
The Impossible Nuggets arrived.
Okay, what condiment do you eat them with?
Ketchup.
I'm
not eating ranch right now. I'm really not. And
I thought there was a chance you may be honey mustard or barbecuing it.
No, I'm such a white guy. I have this taco place right by my condo that's really good. My wife gets these Tanga, I think they're called, or Tanya chicken tacos. She loves them. Tinga? Okay, whatever the fuck they are. They're spicy chicken tacos.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, God, Monty, you got to try this meat. She loves
You got to try this meat.
She's like, you're going to love this taco. It's chicken. And it burned my face off. Like, it was so, and she's like, what? What's the problem?
What this problem? What this problem?
It was so spicy.
Sorry, folks. That's what it is.
So right now, I'm only like the condiment of choice for the nuggies. The Impossible Chicken Nuggets arrived in the big frozen ice box, 200 of them, which is amazing, is ketchup, organic ketchup. And it is, dude,
that ketchup is bomb, dude.
Oh,
it is so good. There is a clear difference between the organic and the regular, no doubt.
Yeah, huge. And it is just.
Do you ever get tired of eating the foods that you eat the most, like the ground turkey, sweet potato, and something combo, or like
no? I had a bag of. So today I had 8 chicken nuggets, Impossible Nuggets, and a bag of microwaved mixed vegetables. So they're frozen. You microwave them. It was so good. It was so good. This weekend, my wife's a hoe.
Okay, bro.
He's a hoe.
My wife.
I want that known.
No, so my wife takes me to get tacos, which were amazing.
Family.
She does food better than I do. She does food way better than I do.
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
We tend to, what the Zepbound does is you just don't think about food. So I think it was Saturday. We were driving around, spending extravagant amounts of money on clothing for our trip. I bought a felt blazer. Oh, I got terrible news on my Citizen watch. So I have a Citizen Echo Drive watch, chronograph. Couldn't figure out how to set it. Dropped it off at my watch guy in Bellevue. The guy calls me today and he's like, I have bad news on your Echo. I said, what's that? And he's like, I just got off the phone with Citizen because it wouldn't set. And they said that the motor on the inside is probably corroded and they need to take the watch apart.
God, I mean, bro, like, how? How does a motor corrode? You've never had that thing in water.
Because I let it sit. And he told me all about it. He's like, you have to keep these motors moving. And I did not. And it was a huge mistake. And it is, unfortunately, it's just going to be, it's not going to be expensive. It's probably only going to be like $100 to fix it. But I won't have it for my European trip. He's got to send it back to Citizen. And it sucks. The whole thing sucks because it's a great watch, and I failed this watch miserably.
Let's wind the clocks back a year.
Yeah, I failed this watch miserably. And I wish that I had taken better care of it because it's a beautiful piece. It is a really nice watch. And now it's got to go back and be reconditioned because I have not
feel responsible.
And it is, here's a picture of it. Let me show you this picture of it. It is just, I think it might be the nicest watch I've ever owned. It might be the nicest watch I've ever owned. And I'm really bummed about it. And I feel bad because I'm starting to wear my watches again. And why? I don't know. I have really nice watches. Why I don't wear them, I don't know. But I just got the Rolly. This is my Echo Drive. That's exactly
I like that
what
watch a lot, dude. That thing's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And you got to know how to set them. It's a rocket ship. I have no idea how to set it, but that's headed back to Citizen, and I'm just bummed about it. So anyway, my wife being a hoe. The point is, my wife on Saturday, we go by. So we were out shopping and stuff, and we got hungry. And so we get a Snickers bar. She's like, oh, I just feel awful from eating this Snickers bar. So we go to Whole Foods to shop for food. She gets a sandwich. And she's like, well, do you want to get something here? It's like, no, I'm going to go down to Pike and I'm going to get buns, which there's this I don't know, Korean place, I guess it is. I have no idea. This Asian lady owns this stand on Pike that makes baked buns that are filled with barbecue pork. The greatest thing ever. Then there was no line at Pike Chowder. Pike Place Chowder is amazing. Have never had it because the line is just jacked. It's the greatest chowder ever. It's the greatest chowder I've ever. It's so good.
Fucking A.
I ate well this weekend. It was amazing.
Good. Good.
Here's my beautiful watch with zero legibility. Dude, it is. I'm telling it, but you can. It is legible.
Zero legibility? Are we really? What do you mean, dude? You're telling me that you can't read this? Is that what you mean, dude? That you can't? You're having trouble reading it?
Barbecue pork buns. Zaya equals Chinese. You Philistine. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I have one of the older two-tone Contura Echo Drives. Good watch for the price. Phenomenal watch. It is a nice watch. Chad Perling, I had the same thing happen to my Casio. Yeah. That's why I love Rolex. You just shake them and they self-wind. I love my Rolo. I'm wearing it all the time now because Fidon's exactly right. If you just sit them down, they will turn off. And if you turn the dial, you put it on your wrist, it'll never stop. It is such a great watch. It is such a great watch. I have a decent Citizen Echo Drive. I need it to sit in some sunlight to charge it up. Yeah. Dude, it's amazing. Seiko has some nice watches as well. Just get a Seiko. Was that chowder made from locally dug up clams from the beach? I hope so. It's nothing like a good Seattle. You know the Rolex I want? I want the GMT Bruce Wayne, but I can't bring myself to spend the money because I have a really nice one already.
I want it.
So, fan of Constantine watches myself. I don't disagree. You do. Yes, this is the hack. You got to get a self-winder case. You do. I agree with that. All right, real quick on cruises. We've argued about cruises on this show before, remember?
Yes.
And I don't understand this right here. My wife wants me to go on a Viking River cruise so badly. And yeah, it's not happening now. More than 100 people have been sickened with a highly contagious virus that causes awful vomiting with such force that it cracks your ribs. Among the 2,007 guests and 640 staff aboard the German cruise line Adria Diva, 95 passengers and crew have been reported being ill. The outbreak of norovirus was reported November 30th. The predominant symptoms, where's my dog? Diarrhea and vomiting.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No.
Dude,
the answer
diarrhea.
is no.
Diarrhea, the great equalizer, bro. It is the great equalizer to any human being. You have water butt, it's over.
Nope. Bro, I'm not doing it. I am not. I love my
Dude, there's
wife.
no way to get away from it, bro. Cruises are petri dishes,
Not doing
man.
it.
You get on
Not
a
doing
cruise,
it.
you're asking to get sick. I'm telling you.
I am not doing it. There's not a chance in the world that I am getting on a cruise. And I just don't understand the obsession. And Greg says, I've been on many, never been sick. My wife said the same thing. Viking cruise, didn't get sick. Try a Viking cruise. My wife
View
loves
this
it.
the same as the flu.
Yeah, put a light up your butt. You can't control norovirus in such an environment. It's just not happening. I know.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
I don't go in the environment. And I am certain that cruises are amazing. I am certain that it is awesome.
It was the virus that killed it.
It is the virus that ruined the cruise. I'm pretty
Those
certain.
are numbers of death.
I'm not doing it. Yeah, just say no to mud butt. I'm not doing it.
The coronavirus.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know why anyone would why get on a boat when you can just get on a plane and fly to wherever you want to go, dude. I just
went on a Viking River cruise to the south, to the Italian South Shore. Went on a Viking River cruise to the Italian South Shore. God damn
anytime.
It. Best sex you've ever had is on a Viking cruise in the middle of the ocean. I thought they didn't go in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, take it. See ya.
River cruises don't.
Wait, is it better on cruise ships? I was unaware of this. Hopefully my wife doesn't know. Glad you have had great experiences with them, Greg. For me, it's been headaches. Don't get me started on how expensive internet is. Ooh. Do they make you pay for Wi-Fi on a cruise ship? You're captive. And the cruise is already like $8 trillion. They're making you pay for Starlink. Come on. Which cruise lines have you been with? I recommend Norwegian if you're on a budget. Okay. I don't want to take a budget cruise, though. Right? What about where does Viking go in Italy? Viking cruise Italy.
So I said, yeah.
Viking does offer ocean cruises. I did not know this. On a headline on their website, take a Viking Italian sojourn. Wow. Wow. Marcus said
We're out of here.
France, Italy, and Greece are the cruising spots. No kidding. Okay.
Bro, people are about this.
Wow. Okay. This Saturday is the last time we're ever going to see that low-down dirty dog John Cena. Okay.
And that's how I look at it.
Worst cruise line I've heard is Carnival. Fight on Natties. Monty, I was going to say you should try Viking Cruise, but you already said it. I've been on 3 of them. Nothing but great experiences, and they are very anal about hygiene. Anal. So they have butt sprayers in all their showers? Is that what you mean?
I do think that that's what he was, referencing there. So, I don't know, I don't.
So you have no frame of reference.
I don't know where else to take that comment now that we're reading his comments.
Marcus,
No.
Women get hopped up on cruise ships, the motion on the ocean, and then you take them to hot Italian spots. What do you think's going to happen when you get back on the boat? Unless you're Jake and you've got no game.
Okay.
Jake catching a sex stray.
He's a hoe. I want that known.
There you go, dude.
So good. The only cruise I'd go on is one to Antarctica to see the ice wall. I would go to Antarctica. Yeah. If you need a daily driver type watch, get a ratio automatic dive watch. Ooh, dive watches are good. Hawkins, the cruise isn't about destination. You get to visit places you'll never visit by plane, and you get a luxury experiences. Cruises are like the Las Vegas Strip in the water, really.
Yeah, then I have to say I want nothing to do with it. I'm not a Vegas guy.
Okay. 60 Minutes had a fascinating story on high-end Swiss watches. Millie and Patek. Yes, Patek watches. Hello. Plane ride, cheaper, faster, more efficient. Cruise, slow, expensive, and boring. But you get, like, a cruise is a different way of traveling.
Excellent.
It's not a... I understand why people like cruises. I just don't like mud butt and broken ribs from vomiting. Other than that, I think cruises are great. And apparently the coupling on ocean waves.
We'll do it.
Okay. Who is taking a cruise longer than 1 week? Probably not me. Get a suite for 1 week cruise to Mendenhall Glacier. You'll love it. Greg, how have you lived this life? You've got a hot wife, a beautiful child. You're an actor. You're a model. Like, you're a TV star.
When I die, I'm going to paradise.
And apparently you take cruises to glaciers. I hate you.
Wish this was you.
Teach me how. Rather just get a vacation on the beach in Yasuvi, U.S. Virgin Islands. Days with cruise ships are days you skip shopping, and going to specific beaches off cruise days are awesome. Well, there you go. Heard from a buddy that for Elon's satellite internet, it's $500 for 2 months. That's not bad. It's super fast. I definitely want to cruise nowhere near an iceberg for sure. Dude, they're beautiful. Beautiful. Fight On says Viking Cruise don't charge for Wi-Fi or any kind of internet service. I like it. Lopes fan Gabe, nobody's ever seen John Cena. Duh. See what he did there.
Just staying there.
Hawkins, the Titanic was over 100 years ago. Joseph. Oh my God. I mean, you know, it's fine. Clorox bleach enemas, anal hygiene. There you go.
Well, just put a light up there and it'll be fine, Monty.
Whoa. Greg Hawkins, Monty, I'll take you on a cruise. Jake, you're invited, but only if you come. Brooks Koepka style.
What am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that.
Come
a lot.
Like, I mean, honestly, dude, what am I supposed to? You know,
have to start stroking guys.
Honestly, I'd start stroking guys.
Marcus, where are the stupid Koepka drops?
Like, come on, bro.
I think I've hit it every time.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my God. That's wow. Yeah, my wife will eventually handcuff me and pack me in a suitcase and I'll wake up on a cruise ship.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
But dude, you're way out in the water. But then again, you're over the water on a plane. You know, I love my earbuds for protecting me from embarrassment. There you go.
You got to get stroked.
This is the headphone portion of the podcast. It probably is. Yeah, well played, Greg. Oh my God. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's it. Show's over. No rib cracking, vomiting for you guys tonight. Let's hope. Enjoy Monday Night Football. The Monty Show, as always, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. 24/7, 365. And the best part is you never pay out of pocket. You don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. Talk to an injury attorney and give you clear risk-free advice. 24/7, 365. Chat with an injury attorney, not a bot, not a chat bot, not AI, a real live injury attorney at theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.